Yes, my bros, welcome to another edition of Spurs Kings TV. I would ask how everyone is, but I'll be being very disingenuous. I don't really care. I'll be honest. I don't care.
Damn. That,
Big up to Briggs.
I can
Oh.
leave if you want me to. Go.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
Sorry, yo.
Ash, have you had something to eat?
Oh,
I mean, what do you keep switching them back and forth
I
for?
want to get my guest on. This is fair, man. This is-
you're missing Marlon already.
Yeah. Guys, you know what? Please like and subscribe to the show if you haven't already. It's all banter, it's all love. Marlon, where are you, bro? Like, I don't know what's going on. Crazy right now. I don't want to talk too much, but Oren. Oren understands, innit? Oren understands.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, listen, big up, man. I want to get straight into it, man. I don't know. It's an open forum. We've just had a transfer window. To be fair, I don't really care about that either. I'll be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care. You know, like it's gone beyond the fact of caring. That's how I feel. And we also had a game where we drew 2-2. I don't know which way I should go. I don't know if I should talk about the game first, about the first half. Look, let me be polite. We've got a brand new guest. We've got Briggs. How are you feeling about Spurs in general? I just want to get your thoughts.
Oh man, it's mixed. It's really mixed, man. It's
Sorry, is that me?
It's like buzz, yeah.
So,
it might be me, you know.
Sounds like somebody getting a shave in the background still.
yeah,
It might be me. Hold on, let me come back. You guys talk. Let me come back. Hold on.
Sorry, let's get Flower on. Big up Flower. First time
What's
on the
happening?
show.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Where are you with the Spurs? I haven't seen you on shows, whatever, so I don't know what your head's at. Talk to me, man.
Oh, I'm so done, man. To be fair, I'm so done.
You're with
The
me,
thing
yeah?
I want to question. You just said we had a transfer market. When was that? did I miss that?
Talking about like
Well,
August.
apparently
time.
we got players injured. I don't know. I mean, does it even matter? I don't know.
Man, it's you know what I don't mind. I wouldn't mind not signing anybody or not improving the squad. But don't come out midway through the transfer market telling me that you're going to invest and telling me that you want to push on and you want to be better, and then do absolutely nothing. Like I don't mind you not backing the club. Don't lie to me as well. It's just an absolute insult for me.
Would you prefer like them to sweep?
Just say nothing. Yeah, just say nothing. Yeah, don't come out and say the kids, you know what I mean? Like the 60-year-old kids, they want success on the pitch. They want this, they want that. They want to push forward. They made out that Daniel Levy was the bad guy. We got rid of the bad guy. Don't worry, we're going to push on now. And now we've done that. We've done worse. Dare I say, I want Daniel Levy back.
Marlon, you listen to this?
No,
Don't
don't get me confused. I still think he's one of the worst chairmen ever to exist.
Save the chest, bro. Save the chest. Stand on business.
Absolutely, mate. He was so bad. Daniel Levy was so bad. I didn't think it could ever get worse than this. And I think I want him back.
Wow,
It's crazy. It's awful.
crazy.
Here's the thing. I always said it. Ash, you can testify to this. Elijah, you can testify to this. I always said,
sure.
Daniel Levy works for ENIC. ENIC makes all the decisions, all the calls. When he left, all the Spurs fans were going, yeah, the evil bastards left and all this. And I went, no, you'll see if it was ENIC or Daniel Levy. We have the facts.
ENIC, yeah.
It was ENIC.
Well, within reason though, because Daniel Levy wasn't signing the likes of Xavi's, was he? He wasn't signing Conor Gallagher's. He wasn't signing these level players.
He did sign Xavi. And basically, no, he didn't sign Conor Gallagher. But what I'm trying to imply is that I always said that Daniel Levy was a Spurs fan. He wanted to get players. He went to Joe Lewis at the time. Can I have this? No. Okay, make the best what I can do. And that's what I think that's the same with Van Eyck now.
That's not entirely true, though. That's not entirely true because he was arguing over Jack Grealish for a few £1 million to try and actually win a deal rather than do what's best for Tottenham.
Yeah, but you're missing what I'm trying to say. He has a budget. He has say you want to go for Jack Grealish and Aston Villa says 50 million. He has to go to Joe Lewis to get that sanctioned. If Joe Lewis says no, he has to work with what he has. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you have a boss and he says, right, if you work for someone and they go, right, you have to get his leeway to buy a car or something, and he says, right, we really need this car. It's going to cost 60 grand or whatever, $6 grand. And he goes, nah, going to give you 3. Get it. If it doesn't, because it doesn't.
I understand what you're saying. But the problem for me is, if we needed a $6 grand car and Daniel Levy was given a $6 grand budget, what Daniel Levy would do is go buy 6 £1,000 cars and they'd all be shit, rather than buy one £6,000 car. That is my problem with Daniel Levy. There was no intentions to better the squad. It was about how many bargains can I get in at once to make the whole squad better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the money when Gareth Bale sold. He had money there and he wasted it all, or most of it. So if we're going by your theory, where if he was given a certain amount, why did we buy so much crap with that kind of money?
Because again, that's
my brother. You get the lineup still, man. It's still
Yeah.
happening.
Straight away.
I know it sounds great. Sounds like I'm just, like I'm going crazy. But now it was just bad. I didn't mean that by it, but it was happening. I couldn't ignore it.
Bless him.
Are we all good now? Is it still causing issues, or are we good? Still there.
Bargain. Are you on your phone? Are you on your phone or laptop?
No, it's a laptop. So I think it's the fan on the laptop, so I might have to change it up a bit.
You might have to use your phone. You might have to get your phone and just do it like.
All right, man.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah, phones work pretty well, to be fair.
iPhone thing or Apple, sorry. Or Android, sorry. Yeah, sorry, you say it. Sorry. I ain't trying to get into all of that.
That's it. It's like
other brands are available.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's entirely. It's just the proof in the pudding now. It's kind of like, I think ENIC realized just how difficult it is to do deals and to get players in, and to try to get Semedo in, but that was never happening. And that's the thing you have to realize as Spurs fans. That, like, something I've realized for a long time. It's, as Spurs fans, we want the best players, of course. As a Spurs fan, I want to see the best players, but the player has to kind of come to Spurs.
So wait. Can I ask a question? Do you think anyone can answer? If Daniel Levy was at Man City, do you think he'll be moving a little bit different? Is that what we're saying?
Potentially. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to quantify it because we haven't seen, or at least I haven't. I'm 23, but I haven't seen Daniel Levy in like another situations to where the owners are different. Like if he went to another club, well, then we could see. But all we know is the Levy that's been at Spurs. And I know Alfonso's in the chat crying right now because I'm about to humanize Levy even more. But one thing I can acknowledge from him is the amount of brunt force he took from Spurs fans, safety force if needed. You know what I'm saying? Oren can attest to that because he's had to share a panel with Haz. So he knows. So he knows the amount of the stick that Levy. I mean, I used to call him Voldemort. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't doing it as well, but the amount of stick from us as fans Levy went through. I'm not saying it wasn't justified, but at the same time, now seeing it like spread to like the manager, now spreading to Vinay and Lange, and it's like in a way it feels like it's peak.
All right. I'm gonna ask this then, and I'm sorry I keep moving the goalposts, but does anyone think that the board don't trust the sporting director in Langer, or they don't like Frank? Do you think that's got something to do with it? Do you think they're throwing him under the bus and they want him out, or it's a case of it's just them showing their true colors? Like,
I think they back Frank. In my opinion, I think they support Frank. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a thing of maybe they don't trust Lange. I don't know, but in my opinion, they definitely trust Frank because they would have sacked him already. They trust him and they see something.
I agree. I think that I think Vinay not got lucky, but it worked with Arteta, didn't it? Back him, and it worked. For me, I think the problem is there's not one footballing guy in that board, on the board, or higher above. Not one of them have got a footballing brain cell between them. So they're all businessmen. So every decision they're going to be making is a business based. Are they going to buy players for Frank? Because if Frank loses 5 or 6 games, they're going to be forced into doing something. So why would they spend millions on something like that? That's how I believe they're looking at things. They're like, right, well, let's not go all hide here. We may have to get rid of him and get elsewhere. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be fair. So sick of it.
Oren, are you ENIC out now? Is that what you're saying? Are you ENIC
No,
out?
no, I'm not ENIC.
You think
I
ENIC
just
should stay? You think ENIC
well,
could
they will stay. Like
no, but I mean, if you had the choice, if you had the power, and you could say, look, ENIC, you've had 25 years, you've done your thing. Let's maybe look for a change.
If that was the case, yeah, but I wouldn't say like, oh, I wouldn't be rejoicing and saying,
no one's.
Yeah, if ENIC was to sell the club, I mean, that's what a lot of people were thinking that ENIC was going to do, sell the club, but then they haven't. But then I did say that for ENIC to do the same thing, Levy is gone. Yeah, here I can still hear it. I'm joking.
No, you're good.
I'm on my phone now. Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Now you look clean, pause, and you sound good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the trim looks better too, bro. I can't
lie. Where are we at, boys? I'm just hearing misery.
Oh, no,
Hey, lighten the mood, man. You tell me where you're at. Tell me where you're at,
mate. Like, honestly, at this point right now, it's hot and cold with Spurs. Like, you can talk about the manager. And I know someone was talking about is Levy the issue now? Everyone was talking about Levy is gone now, and so we're just constantly in transition. I talk to a lot of my mates and they're like, oh, sack the manager. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but what do we do next? And this is the issue that we're having, where we don't really have a plan moving forward, because the next manager is going to basically say, these are my players, going to need a few more seasons, get the Deadwood out, get the new boys in, new way of playing. It's just, I don't know where we can go. I literally do not have a plan going forward. I'm actually speechless. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Yesterday's game was. Go ahead.
I was going to say, would it make sense for the sporting director to buy players where no matter the manager that comes in, they have a similar philosophy or similar style? So then the new manager coming in hasn't got to say, get rid of this guy because he doesn't suit my system, or he get players that don't have to play play in a certain system, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then we seem to be picking managers who are like completely different. So you've gone from Ange, and then you've gone from Thomas Frank, who's like, they're completely opposite. And we've done the same with Poch to Mourinho. So we don't even know what kind of football we want to play. Do you know what I'm saying? So we've got players that don't fit a certain system. It's just a mess. So I don't even know if the board actually know. Really.
See, it's a very interesting thing, because, like, personally for me, I think that the critique of players from the fans is not the same as the manager. Like as fans, we'll say Gray is rubbish, Bergville's not good enough, this player's not good enough, this player's not good enough. But the manager doesn't see it that way. So maybe another manager eventually will come in and say, no, these players are really good. Forget what these. And like I said, Ash, from the very start of the season, he said, will Frank get time? Not by the board, but by the fans. How quick? Because we've seen it. Spurs fans will turn on a manager real quick. So my new manager comes in. Fans go, yeah, it's great. Spurs hit bad form. Get him out. This player's not good enough. This player's not good enough. It's almost kind of like the fans' expectations is like gone through the roof. And, you know, it's
what is
like
that expectation? What like, break that down to me.
I don't no, it's not. The thing is, what I've realized is, like, I'm not talking just about Spurs fans. I'm talking about like this, because like what I was doing, I took a step back, and even you know, looking at Man City fans and Liverpool fans, it just seems that fans today, they've taken the extra level of being, you know, if a player doesn't perform for 3 games, he's shit. Before, players would get a chance to adapt, but even I read an Arsenal quote. This fan says Declan Rice is rubbish, a waste of 100 million. Okay. Can't play an 8, can't play a 6, and this is when Arsenal, I think they lost. Right. You know, so I just think that the level of anger and like,
reactionary, you're saying,
has gone through the roof. Social media plays a part in that. I mean, when you're sitting there and you're trying to breathe, and then you put on talk, and you have Jamie O'Hara pretending like his family member has died, criticizing everyone, it doesn't really help.
All right, so what do we think? All right, let's take that to Tottenham player. Like, some people think Moani's good, some people think he's bad. Like, what would you lot think? Is it? I'm asking a question.
He's a calm player. Like, Moani's his attitude is the issue for me.
Yeah.
Because like you could tell he don't want to be here. Like, you know, and
That's
Moani has
the
like
thing.
good attributes as a footballer. Like as a footballer, he's good. But at the end of the day, if you're a
Oh.
striker and you don't score, you're not a good striker. That's we could do the false nine hype and all of this. At the end of the day, if you don't score, you're not a good striker. But he has good attributes as a footballer. Like he didn't make it for no reason.
But I feel like he don't want
But
to be
it's-
here. I think
Yeah, he don't want to be here. Like,
He doesn't
I
wanna
couldn't
be here, you can
disagree
tell.
anymore. I couldn't disagree anymore, man. Now, a good attribute, and what people call a good player is if he works hard. That's the only thing he does. He works hard,
Nah,
and
I
he
disagree with
controlled one good touch against like PSG. Everyone spoke about him like he was Lionel Messi. The geezer's rubbish. He's so bad. The amount of minutes this guy's got, and he hasn't even scored a Premier League goal. And before I hear, yeah, but look at the minutes he's played, he's missed clear-cut chances from 3 yards out as well, by the way. Like, he is rubbish. The level of our fans' standards have dropped so far because our owners have downgraded in players' ability. We now look at the likes of Dominic Solanke and Kulu, by the way, who everyone was slating when he was fit, as the saviour. But if we go back 10 years, we had proper players: Harry Kane's, Bowles, Modric's, Van der Vaart's. Don't even have to talk about those players. Tom Huddlestone walks into these sort of teams now. The level of players that we have now, in comparison to what we had then, is absolutely appalling.
Are you not
So
a fan
if
of
we-
Dominic Solanke then? Is that what you're saying? Are you not?
Not
you don't-
really. I think
I'm not
when
into
somebody
that.
says
No,
to
here's the
me,
thing. Here's the
you know,
thing
it's
about that.
football is just different though. Like what I would say is
Yeah,
like football.
I agree with that.
The roles and I'm not. This is not me defending Moani because like I don't want him back personally. But
It's Moani.
like what I would say is that the roles and responsibilities of footballers nowadays is more to be effective rather than to have the license and the freedom to do things. Like one of my favorite players is Yaya Toure, and that's because he could just do everything. But in a football scene like this, Yaya Toure wouldn't be able to express himself unless he was given the license to be one of the only players in the team to do so. Because the way Yaya Toure plays football, he wouldn't be able to. He'd be limited now. He'd be playing like a shell of himself almost. And this is not me like saying that the players at Spurs are good. And we know there are some players that would want to move on and all this type of stuff. But like Brennan Johnson was one. But what I would say is when I think we get too caught up in comparing players now to past era players because the roles and responsibilities are different. Like even someone, as much as I love Bale and he's one of my favorite players ever, Bale would be so limited in the way people play football nowadays just because of the role. Everyone just values the effectiveness rather. Like Bale wouldn't have the freedom to go and do what he was doing, take his amazing long shots that he was always doing.
Bale never had freedom. Mate, Bale never had freedom. He made freedom. He did it. No one said to him like, "Go and run into this open space." He would beat three players before he had that shot from 30 yards.
Here's the thing.
But he had the license to do it though. Like
Yeah,
how many
a lot of-
managers give players licenses now? It's literally just a few managers.
Yeah.
Like I'm just one of the few managers that did it. Hansi Flick is another one. Luis Enrique, but you're talking about the pinnacle. Like most of the better managers, they don't give license.
I'm just saying, from my point of view, if you're talking about your best attribute in a footballer is working hard, then it says a lot for me.
No, it didn't say that.
That says a lot for me.
So basically, like I'll go through the players. Modric came to Spurs. He was almost sold. Spurs fan says he wasn't good enough, too light, couldn't couldn't handle the pace.
He wasn't almost sold. Harry Redknapp loved the guy.
No, when Harry Redknapp came in, but there was moments where people said that he would
There
make
were
it.
questions about him.
And where did he come from? Zagreb Grape. So like, how long much did it cost? 20 million or something? Harry Kane, well, he scored that goal, but after Harry Kane was a one-hit wonder or one-season wonder to start off with. Then he proved himself. So all those players that you mentioned, they became good because they had more time. Spurs fans weren't really over criticizing them. Now,
how much time did Van der Vaart have?
Van der Vaart came in, but sure, when Van der Vaart came into Spurs fans were shocked. You can never imagine getting a player like Van der Vaart. So basically, again, when Van der Vaart came in, he had good expectations and he lifted the club. But all those great players that you mentioned, Spurs still didn't win anything at all.
But you're conflating about three different arguments. We was talking about like a player's ability, and I said,
so I've got to get
if
to
your
that. So
if your
the
first
attitude, right?
is working hard, then
No,
that
that's
says
what
a
he's
lot.
saying. Attitude is not about just working hard. Confidence levels and mentality. If you're a Tottenham Hotspur player right now playing in that team, how would you feel stepping on the pitch at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, knowing that fans are 1 second away from booing the fuck out of you? Would that motivate you to play? Would that
No,
motivate you to get?
I agree with that circumstances.
Yeah.
But
So that's what Elijah is saying. We're not saying that hard work alone.
What do you mean, like Odegaard? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, look at Odegaard. I slated Odegaard, but he's changed. It's not just about hard work. He's now hitting crosses and everything. Now, I'm not saying that he's a Messi or amazing. I'm saying that he's a player who's finally playing good. But like I was mentioning earlier, fans today expect every player to be like Lamel or Messi or Ronaldo. It's like high pitch. And if that player dips in form, it's you're shit, not good enough, move on. So what are clubs meant to do? Are clubs meant to buy players in the hope that they become good, knowing that mental illness, mental issues and everything? I mean, Archie Gray gets slated. He's 19 years old. So
yeah, but I think there's a lot of things that go into that though. It's not just he gets booed or whatever after. Look, you was kind of sticking up for Levy and stuff. We pay the highest tickets, the highest shirt sales, the highest everything you could sell. Spurs fans pay the highest for, and you produce us Odegaards, Tells, Grays, Slankies. I'm sorry, like you deserve. Like we deserve to get. You wouldn't pay me 500 quid for a minute meal when I go buy McDonald's and say, "No, shut up and eat it." No, you'd say, "I'm not paying 500 quid for this. I'm not happy with this. What is this?" But because someone else says that, it's like, well, that's not really fair. Well, it is fair.
That's not just with Spurs. Like I know Spurs play high prices, but other clubs, because of the cost of living as well, and the prices rise to own a big stadium. Would you prefer Spurs to be playing at White Hart Lane still when it's falling apart?
100%.
See, that's
1,000,000%.
and that's the thing.
Take me back to the last season of White Hart Lane.
Exactly right. So
100,000,000%.
basically, that's what Conte, Angie brought up. That there's some fans who are still stuck in the past, so they can never move forward.
Or there's some people that are accepting the poor future that we've created rather than what we did have in the past.
It's a poor future because if a fan like you is stuck in the past, remembering, and remember, I'm not
stuck in the past. You asked me,
I would completely understand you, right? And any Spurs fan like you, he would say, "Let's go back to the past." But again, Spurs never won anything. If Spurs were winning trophies, finishing second in the Champions League.
That's not true. We won a lot in that stadium, but that's not true. But
no, right, at White Hart Lane, I supported Spurs since I was 9 years old. I'm now 43, so most of it was White Hart Lane. So you're going all the way back to what, European Cups, the 2 FA Cups? That was
you just said you'd go back. We never won nothing, but that's not true.
No, I'm talking about from when ENIC took over, or even before Alan Sugar days. Like, because I can remember Spurs
so you're picking and choosing, though. The problem that we're saying is the ownership was bad.
What I'm saying to you is Spurs have never been a club that has been winning premierships constantly. Yes. Okay, let me correct myself. Spurs have won trophies, but they were never a club that was finishing second every season. Champions League finalists, winning FA Cups, winning trebles. They were never a club that was doing that on a consistent basis every season. Even before
not every season, but we was in the European finals, and that was the big cup back in the day. So you compare
Spurs won a European Cup final recently.
No, but again, you're picking and choosing the time.
I'm not picking and choosing. I am telling you the facts. I'm going through the facts.
You're not. You said about would we win in the old stadium? I told you. No, I don't want to talk about that far. I only want to talk about 25 years ago.
Okay, right. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I was only talking about that, but you want to talk about it all the way back. Sure, let's go all the way back to.
But no. I didn't want to talk about it.
I think it's because it was leaving.
You said, what did we win in that old stadium? You said that. What did we win in that old stadium? I told you didn't want to talk about that.
Because I think we're talking about Levy.
I'm talking about Levy.
It's about
onwards. And before that, Alan Sugar days. I'm not going all the way back before I was even born.
If I want to compare Levy to the 60s, is that okay? Like, what we doing?
But I wasn't born in the 60s. So how am I going to know what Spurs won in the 60s? Were you born in the 60s?
You don't know what Spurs won in the 60s?
No, I do know now, but I wasn't born then. Were you born in the 60s?
I wish.
Right, exactly. So how far are you willing to go back? Are you want to go back to the 50s?
No, but I was just saying. You said, would you go back into that stadium? We never won nothing in that stadium. You said that, not me. And I said, absolutely.
Right, okay. Spurs won trophies in White Hart Lane. So you want to go back in White Hart Lane in the hope that Spurs will win trophies at White Hart Lane?
So what, do we stay here and hope that we win trophies in this stadium? That's the most pointless argument I've ever heard.
Spurs have won trophies. Have a trophy in this stadium. European Cup.
And we have won trophies in the old stadium. What's your point?
I think we're
My
getting
point
too
is, it's like
literal.
how far
Yeah, I think we're going around.
Because the whole
circle.
point is that we're talking about the principles of the
Yes,
club at White Hart
yeah.
Lane versus the principles of the club. And it's not the actual stadium that matters.
No, but he actually spoke about the stadium. He said other clubs don't have their own stadium.
Yeah, that's why I want to pull it back to what we're supposed to be talking about. It's starting to get pushed too far.
I'm not trying to push it too far. Like, forget the stadiums. I'm talking about the regime there was Alan Sugar, and then there's ENIC afterwards. And all I've said before, forget the stadium, I'm saying I would understand if Spurs were, before ENIC took over, if Spurs were winning trophies every single season, finishing Champions League places, fighting for the titles. I would completely get any fan who says, this is fucking shit. We've gone from winning trophies every season to winning a trophy like once every, not even 10 years. That's my point. If we were a Man United, if we were a Man United who were winning trophies every season, Champions League, to who they are now, then yes, every fucking right to be pissed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See, I think what it is, I'll be honest, there's two levels of standards. I think I can't talk for everyone, but I think for some Spurs fans, they will look at those days under Poch and thought we got to a certain level with your Harry Kane up top, Son Heung-min, obviously we had Toby, Jan, we had Dembele,
Hugo,
and then
in goal.
we had you know what I'm trying to say? We had the desk, we had the whole desk, the full metal jacket, and then we had a chance to kind of kick on. And at that point, Liverpool were like, remember, Villa were in the championship. Beat that, yeah. So when you come from that perspective and you're saying, we went through a whole window without backing Poch, without giving him the players he needed. Our starting 11 was good, but the bench was a bit meh. And to see where we've fallen from there and the quality of players we've had from there to the players that we have now, I kind of get what Flower's trying to get at. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But I kind of get what Oren's saying, like, why is everyone's chest so high?
But we want to progress. That's the thing. Like, what we
I don't even care about the trophies.
Get better.
You know, at the moment, I don't even care about the trophies. I can't stand watching Tottenham Hotspur. I can't stand watching this club. They're awful. This is the worst I've ever seen our club play football. The worst is the vibes ever been around the stadium.
What do you think caused that?
It's everything. I think it's everything. Personally, I think it starts from the top. I think it's the mentality from the top. I think that it's the player recruitment. I mean, now, even back in them days, like Aaron Lennon for me walks into this team and you could argue that he wasn't even the greatest player. So for me, the levels have dropped so far that we're now expecting managers to get the same level out of these players of what we used to get out of good players. And in my opinion, people enjoy going to the stadium because it's the stadium rather than they do enjoy watching the football.
Do you think we can attract? Do you think we can attract players as well? Because there's a number of, like, you think of the Eze situation, the Semenyo situation, where if back in the day, if Spurs are coming for you, you're thinking, right, if I'm at Bournemouth or Palace, right, Spurs, I can go on, I can kick on, get into the England team, my national team, and see what happens from there. But it seems nowadays, like, Tottenham is not even, like, an option. Like, do you think we can even attract that caliber of players that we could do back in the day?
I believe so, personally. The thing is, like, if you're going to go in for players that are notoriously going to be wanted by other clubs, then you're going to have to fight competition there. So if you're going in for, like, we wanted to get Mbeumo in the summer. Like, Mbeumo, like, Manchester United were going in and he wanted Man United. Like, when you go in for a Semenyo, who, like, half the big teams in England are looking at, you're not going to get Semenyo. But, like, this is why, like, the recruitment has always been the biggest thing for me, because there's so many other countries in the world, bro. And it's like, we don't have to, like, sign a 19-year-old because he's, just because he's from another country and it costs like 10 million euros. Like, occasionally, like with Bergvall, you can strike gold. And, like, Bergvall is worth more than the 10 mil, and he's been playing decently well. But in general, that doesn't always work out. Like you can spend like 40 million euros, 50 million euros and get yourself a good player. Like, we just spent 40 million on Gallagher, and however you feel about Gallagher, he is definitely some sort of upgrade to the team. You can Like City paid 30 million for Cherky and like what 45 for Reinders, and those are two quality players. And the reason they cost that little in terms of compared to their talent is because they came from Italy and France, two countries where they don't generate that much revenue, especially compared to the Premier League. Like the relegation teams in the Premier League earn more than a bunch of the bigger clubs in these other countries. So the players just don't cost as much. And I think if we had spent as much time finding like whether it's a scouting thing or recruitment, whatever it is, or whoever runs it.
To players. We were linked to, look, this is one of the players we were linked to. Alistair Gold said, breaking news, Tottenham have failed to sign a winger this window as Johan Lingon forgot that the new deadline was at 7 p.m. As he was telling
you serious?
But this is what I'm saying about recruitment.
This is also a problem that I'm noticing, yeah, because
that's me.
Recruitment.
With
I'm
the
playing it.
thing,
I know this is a spoof. This must be a spoof.
This is
but it goes down to some things that are happening at the club. Like with the Eze thing, if you know that he's an Arsenal fan, we should have wrapped that up like even a year ago. That should have been done easily. It shouldn't have been a problem with now Madison being out. But we're continuously like late to the party all the time. Just sidemen. It's annoying in terms of transfer dealing.
That's not
terrible.
True, that's not true.
I just think that the way I see it is like there's hundreds of footballers around the world, and if we're only going in for players that are wanted by our direct competition, then yeah, you're gonna set yourself up to fail. Like look at the amount of teams, look at the amount of players. Like even Xavi Simons was gonna go Chelsea and then they signed someone else, so we hijacked him. Like even the creative midfielder that we brought in was wanted by another club. Like we keep going in for these players that are wanted by other clubs. It's like, why can all these other clubs go sign these good youngsters with potential that not many other clubs are sniffing around for, but we can't do that?
This guy is young. He's got potential. He's 23
but
like
I said, it's down to the people who are doing this because they're not signing them.
Well,
we didn't sign him.
The scouting though now, everyone's got eyes everywhere.
Yeah, Spurs weren't going to sign him for because Monaco wants a bigger fee, so they were going to wait for summertime. So that's just a made-up run,
which is fair. But even like
you get again, but it sparks. That's what it does because I guarantee you in that X feed, a lot of Spurs fans have hit the roof.
No, I know.
Angry.
I put up for banter. Like
you know what I mean. But that's the thing.
We were linked to some player called N. I forgot his name. N. Obi. N. Body.
That's what it is.
Why has he got hands though? He ain't got no head but hands. That's crazy.
But what you said there with Achilles, I don't care what the asking fee is. We have no winger. You buy him. You have to, at some point you have to act like a big club. If you pretend to charge people big club money, we need him. If Xavi Simons gets injured, we are cooked. We are cooked. We are putting our whole lifeline now and gambling the Premier League status. I mean, I don't think we'll go down. I really don't think we'll go down. But one injury to him, and I'm seriously like, wow, we're in trouble.
But here's the thing about that.
Have you seen his ankle? Have you seen his foot?
He already looks like he's injured. He's playing. It looks like he's playing through injury.
Here's the thing.
He's swollen. Sorry, go on, Orange.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I get. Is it like how does a club, but like players get injured, so it's like, right, how long do I have? A month, right? Bye. Spurs have never can Spurs be a club that afford that, like be a Chelsea, just buy players and right, you're just gonna sit there, it's Spurs structure, and one thing they'll have to break is to be like a Chelsea, and that's probably gonna happen when they sell the club. Because that's the only way the fans, some of the fans will be pleased. If they're going, right, how much? Come on in. Don't matter. 100 million here, 100 million here. Like, they do exactly like Chelsea's done. Exactly like Chelsea's done. Just buy players, sell players, keep the good ones, sell the bad ones, sell this ones for financial gain. Is that what Spurs fans want? A club like that?
Sometimes. I don't know. It's weird. It's like the reason I like. One thing I'll always like, because I'll never know, to be fair, but the amount of players that we have out, they don't magically stop getting paid. Like, they still get paid. Mm-hmm. And the way I look at it is, like, or at least what I'm assuming, because like there's no logical way to explain how inept this board is. So I'm trying to rack my brain to find ways that they're looking at this. But the only way I can really see that they're looking at this is if we sign like 4 players in this January window, and then you've got all these players that still got to be paid, and then they all got to come back, and then you've got all these players that are getting paid on the bench, and there's no room for them, and then they have to sell it.
In the middle of January and say what they said. They said, "Oh, we need."
And that's why I say what they do makes no sense. Like we don't know. It makes no sense.
They said they want to up the wage structure. They've got 100 million that you want to inject into the club. We've got a record
it's
amount.
Called they lie. They lie. That's what it's called.
Did they say that for this January, or was it like did they release that in January and it was like that's what we're gonna do?
Bro, I kid you not, it was on the day of the protest that came out. The day before the protest happened.
Vinny, yes. So, but what I'm saying is, did they mean we're going to do it all in January, or did it say like in summertime? That's when the whole thing.
So we made 60 to 70 million from Champions League getting the automatic qualification, right? And they're going to inject 100 million. So that 170s all for summer. I thought we were going to do a different budget. For
I'm asking, was that for like when Vinny made that statement? It came after a protest, which I don't think he should have done. He should have let it settled.
That's what I'm saying. I think
you know what I mean. Just like let them make noise. That's what Levy was good at.
That's what I'm with you. Yeah. I think they made a mistake and they tried to do a bit of PR and tried to smooth it over to appease angry fans. And I think that's the reason why they announced the Conor Gallagher signing. If you noticed, it was on a Thursday, so it was like a day right before the protest, which was on the Saturday. Do you understand? So for me,
they did that when Andrew was here, innit? Like they kept giving us reasons to not protest, and that right before the protest happened, it just so happened that like that was such a bad time at Spurs that people showed up to the protest regardless. But I mean, how many people turned up to the last one?
Daniel Levy.
Yeah, that too, innit? I seen the video on Twitter on the 75th minute walkout. The place was empty. There was no one walking out during that whole walkout. I'm like,
that protest failed immensely. But you know what? To be fair to the protesters, there's no right or wrong way, in my opinion, to do a protest. Do you understand? And the way I feel, I'm not gonna lie, I'll call it out. You can't be moaning about the window if you're not trying to do something about it. If you're like, there's a protest going on and you're like, the protest happens now, you never turned up, but you're like, oh, I'm sick of this board, you had a chance to kind of represent, do you know what I mean? Unless obviously, you know, childcare, you got work, I get it. Certain times you can't make it for whatever, but you're like, power to them, man, innit? Like, I rate them, man, there. But at the same time, like,
you caught me.
Protest needed bodies. Do you get it? But people are known now, and it's too late. That's the reason why they put it on. They were like, you know what? Because it's a weird one. Because obviously, for me, my critique is that you needed longer to promote anything. If I'm doing a dance, if I'm doing a rave, I'm promoting it for 4 weeks minimum, or 6 weeks. Really, when you want to get your rave pack out, you kind of you need to get the flyers out, get people gassed, let people, like I said, get time off work, whatnot. And then you're going to have a better turnout. But at the same time, because it was their first real window without Levy, they couldn't just say, let's protest. It's unfair, isn't it? So they gave them like 2 weeks to kind of manifest. And then after 2 weeks, you kind of saw where it was going, innit? You're like, rah, they're not really moving flagrant.
They're trying to do a quick one, innit?
Yeah, they're trying to pull a fast one on us. Let's organize a protest. But like I said, because the time was so short, I think it was like a week turnaround. They got to notify the police as well. They got to let them know. Yeah. They got to do certain things before they can have a legit protest. So I think from the time span they had, I thought they kind of did all right. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, fans are like moaning. But then, like when the window happens, how it happens, then people are like, oh, like this board, blah blah blah. But what are you gonna do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're just gonna.
That's like the most important thing is not spending. It's not spending money on it. Like that's the way I'll go. Like if you don't want to like go to Tottenham or like show up to the protest, then don't spend money on it. Like that's the way. But the problem is like so many people like this is like they have like we're all just people in it. Like we've got jobs, we've got lives, we've got responsibilities to take care of, and then the football club is like our side. It's like our hobby, innit? It's like our main thing on the side. Like you'll come home on the weekend, you'll watch Spurs, or you'll go to the stadium, and it's like it's just a big part of like your life because it's just your release. So if a lot of people you're asking them to give up their release, like during the weekends, or if we have a Champions League night, and it's not as simple as, okay, just we want to protest, we're just going to stop buying tickets. Like, it's not how that works. It is in an ideal world it can work, but it's not that simple, like, to appeal to the emotional side of it. So that
I think they know that.
They know that, yeah. It's a cruel world out there. That's what people will prey on, whatever they need to prey on to get what they want.
The board know that, these fans, they're not serious. You see, if it was Newcastle, you see how Newcastle got Mike Ashley out.
Oh,
People are about they're like fully behind it. I think with us, we're just not really that type of fan base. We don't really like we talk the big game, but we're just online. You know what I'm saying? We're not really.
So rebellion.
I think there are.
Yeah, man. Already, yeah. We'll link up in it. Don't worry. After the show, we'll talk. I'm joking. Yeah, hypotheticals, isn't it? Yeah.
There are signs though. I mean, now every match day there's tickets flying around the left, right, and centre. There's sort of 5,000-6,000 tickets free every game. That will only get worse. Unless something changes and we start winning and playing good football, or whatever your desire is. Yeah. It's only going to get worse, because naturally people are like, I'm not going to travel. People that don't live in London are like, I'm not going to travel an hour and a half to go watch that, and then an hour and a half back.
That's a perfect segue, bro. Because, Briggs, I'll let you answer this. Going into the game against Man City, I was watching it, obviously, on the TV on Sky Sports. And the silence, I don't know if you heard it. Well, I couldn't hear it. That's how
bad there was nothing to hear.
Deafening. Like, you can hear a penny drop. All I could hear was a City fan. City fans is going crazy.
That was an issue. City fans
the atmosphere. The atmosphere has become it's a problem. And I remember I was getting my friends were sending me emails or messages saying, "Oh, we can get Spurs tickets on general sale." I was like, "No, surely not." And they got an email saying like general sale, you can bring 4 of your mates. And I was like, they were like, "Does this usually happen?" I was like, "No way." But like, it seems like people generally aren't coming. Like for a Premier League game, Man City.
It's and available. Champions League games.
And Champions League games. Literally, you can bring 4 guests, and it's just like that. Even the atmosphere, like you said, bro, it just seemed like testimonial vibes. It was just seeming like people were just around in the area, just like
Briggs, I'll tell you this, bro. One of my boys, he was, if you guys know the Hotspur Cave, Jay, he's at the stadium all the time. He told me that someone was watching Stranger Things, the end of Stranger Things, while the game was going on. Not the Man City game, but a couple weeks ago. I'm like, bro, if these man paid their money to get in the stadium to watch the end of Stranger Things, they'd rather watch that than while the game's going on.
The Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can't even get. Wait, you know the things where like, you have to pause, wait for a minute so you can get like 30 seconds of video, and then play that, and then wait. And you're like, what we had to do back in the day. Like, that's with the Blackberries and that.
It's terrible.
Is that the fans' fault or the club's fault that it's quiet? That's the thing I would say. Because is it the fans? Because do we expect the fans to be singing this crap? Like, do we expect them to be getting like hyped and bigged up for these sort of games?
There's 2 versions to it, innit? Because you get some people where the manager might say, "Oh, you've got to back the club no matter what," and then you got the fans saying, "Well, you got to give me something to back." You know what I mean?
Like,
so it's just
in my opinion, it's both. Like the fans should want to support it, especially when the team's losing it and they need something. Like, because I'm not someone who's against. I'm not against booing the player. Like, I know there's this whole thing about like, do you boo or do you not boo? I'm not even saying don't boo, because I'm okay with fans booing. But what I will say is, when, like, for example, we conceded like the 10th minute or the 11th minute. At that point in time, bro, it's too early to boo, man. We just conceded a goal early on. It's the second best team in the country in terms of league position. At that point, you got to give the players like, "Yo, we got your back." You know what I'm saying? And
but there's context to that, though, isn't there? Because we did just Burnley, West Ham. There's been
I fully get it. I
the whole of 2025, we ain't even seen a win there. Like,
true.
People haven't seen a win in a long time. So it's like that context of just like, it's happening again. Oh, here we go.
And I do agree.
See it in the crowd.
I do fully agree. That's why I say it's on both, because we should be looking at the club like, yo, you need to bring in some players to help the players currently here, so we can start performing better. But at the same time, that's why
is it also fair to say the moment that we actually picked up the tempo and started putting a bit of effort in, the fans started singing.
The fans,
so it's not like the fans are not singing even when we're playing well. The moment the players give the fans something to sing for, they start singing. So if they started like that and then fell off, I think people would start cheering and getting behind a team. there are certain things that I disagree with. I mean, whether you like Frank or not, that everybody in the team sheet got praised and cheered, and then when they saw Frank, they booed him like before the game even started. So there are fans obviously
Yeah,
that,
no,
that
that's
just
not fair.
relentless.
Just yeah,
But in fairness, when it comes to the game, when we actually put a bit of effort in, even if we don't win, we put effort in, the fans start singing because that was loud in the second half.
It was better. Oren, what do you think, man? I felt like you were. I could see your mind moving. What's going on?
It's just like I've said the whole season. The players, the players to perform, to make the runs, and particularly like the moment that the fans got behind was when Archie Gray got that ball. He picked up the ball and just went on a run, and I think whoever transferred Gallagher shoots over. But that's what I mean. It's like it took a 19-year-old to drive the fans up, and then it starts going. And that's, it got everyone going. And that's the thing with certain...
Well, you don't put anything on Frank for that first half. You think that was all down to the
No, the thing is, again, it's like...
Because the reason why I ask is because it was like another half where we don't turn up. And I'm like, I get the whole thing where
again, it's
the players, but isn't the manager there to set them up in a certain way? And
I get...
No, and why did he change it? Because he went from a back three. Do you think that was right that he started with a back three?
I think he went with a back three because he thought Romero could be fit. But the problem, and I've said this all season, the problem is the middle. As soon as Spurs don't have someone with energy in that middle, they go flat and slow. And when Bissouma played against Burnley, fans were hyping him up. He's great. Oh, he's doing this. I want to watch. 2 games later, he does what he does. I personally believe that the second goal is his fault as well. I know Radu Dragusin...
Isn't it the manager's fault, though, for picking him then? No?
But that's the thing.
He's got no one else to play.
That's the thing.
There's no one else to play there.
If could have started ahead of Bissouma.
No, but Bissouma did he play? He didn't play in the Champions League on the Tuesday. So he's meant to be fit, right?
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
And so he's 28 years old. He's meant to be experienced. But Bissouma did what he did to Frank, what he did to Angie. Let him down. Switched off. And there was another, I can't remember the guy, but he says, when Bissouma is allowed to play, it's like what you're saying, Elijah. When Bissouma is allowed to give freedom, he's brilliant. But when he has to be disciplined, he just switches off.
Yeah, he's
like, nah, can't be bothered. Yeah. So when you have one player like that in the middle of a team,
if he's supposed to be your spine, then it's because Pelina's playing centre back. He's playing right centre back.
Yeah.
Like if you have Pelina next to Bissouma, someone who can give him that license to do that, I think you see a better version of Bissouma. He'll still switch off and do all that kind of stuff. But when you're relying on Bissouma because of injuries, you're relying on Bissouma to be the main midfielder, the spine, and then you want Gallagher to be able to roam because he's just better at that than Bissouma. He's going to have moments like that where he switches off, and that's just what happens. And add on to the fact that he got excommunicated from the team for about 6 months anyway after the Super Cup. So it's not even like he's been playing football, and like he's going to switch off even more than he actually switches off when he was getting.
But then that shows your mentality though, because that should be like, right, I've got a second chance. I'm going to show everyone what I'm going to be about.
But we know Bissouma's not serious. That's the problem.
So
he's not serious.
That's the thing. So it just goes to mentality.
He does not care.
He doesn't care at all, man.
He wanted to leave.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show the team the best way, but I can't get everyone on. It's weird. But yeah, we started that formation with the back three with Jagusin on the left, Romero in the center, and then further down we had Paulinho as the right-sided centre-back. Bissouma and Gallagher, as you said, was in the 2, and the wing-backs were Archie Gray, the doggy, with Simons and Mwani in the 2, and Solanke. Now, the reason why you were like, I said Sarr could have started ahead of him is because the doggy also played in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? And so
understood that. Well. But I think with Sarr, Sarr's still coming back from some sort of illness as well.
Yeah, because he was ill during AFCON, during the final.
And Destiny Adogi is kind of like, he's still not match fit. That's why he did a lot of running, but he's not sprinting. I think he's very cautious.
So you guys agree with the way we set up that first half?
I don't have a problem because what else can Frank do, bro?
It's also Man City as well. You got to remember, Man City are a good team, man. They're a solid team. So you can't just go out and full out attack. But I felt like having Solanke back, I think having Solanke back in the team, this makes a big difference. Honestly,
it's detrimental now because Solanke's his ankle, I think, is they had to bring him off. I think it's that same
No,
ankle.
he's fine. He's fine. He made sure he made everyone say after the
I'm
injury.
sure
He
he's
says,
fine.
I'm fine.
But you got to remember, Solanke is also coming back from
Yeah,
injury. He's still not
exactly as
fully
well.
match
Yeah,
fit
yeah.
and ready to go either. It's just like,
Yeah,
are we
no, I
really
hear
putting
that.
our trust in Kolo Muani as a striker? Like, no, we're not, bro. Like, he's invisible when he plays up top because his positioning is horrible. So at least with Solanke on the pitch, we actually have a player who can stand up there and bring the ball down,
Hold the ball down,
and hold the ball up
definitely.
and give it. I'm not saying he's worth 60 million, but I mean, neither would Kolo Muani be. He'd be worth less than that too.
All right. So are we saying Moani was right to start as well? Was everyone happy with Moani there on the right hand side, or do you reckon Oderbert should have been given a go? How do we feel about that as well? Or are we just
I
saying?
think it depends, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of bugs that people were saying about this bug, that bug. I mean, yeah, I would have rather have Oderbert started over Kolo Muani if they're both fit. But I mean, no one knows that or what was going on. It was the same with Paulinho during the season when he wasn't getting played. For me, I don't think Frank could have got it right or wrong. He's going to get criticised either way. But really, there's 2 or 3 players maximum that could actually come on and play. So I think it's a lose-lose for him. And also, we got to remember, I know we said it earlier, this is Man City. They are chasing the title. They're going to come out strong. They're going to be pressing. Doesn't matter who Tottenham put on that pitch. Man for man, they're going to get beat if Man City turned up. And I felt in the first half they turned up. And what they've done a lot this season is they've took almost like their foot off of people's throats and they've got back in the game. And it's almost like a bit of a pattern. So for me, the moment they took their foot off of our neck, we kind of then, oh, this ain't too bad. Like we can get back in here. Then when the momentum changed, it was all us, and we've seen that a lot with City this season. The moment the momentum changes, they kind of like
Can't handle it.
fall back and go hiding. Yeah.
What's up? Go on.
I mean, if this is happening to a top team like City, you know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to say earlier. This is not just, I don't think the issue we're seeing is just a Spurs thing. We're seeing like it's a, you know, and if you like watching the match, previously, Spurs fans have been used to City hitting the bar, Haaland having 13 chances, Vicario making saves. City got 2 of their goals from mistakes, you'd already say. In the second half, get this, City didn't have a single shot in the second half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that was Spurs, we've all seen it. Rubbish, crap. So how can't, like, do the City fans turn around and go, Haaland, he's shit. He hasn't scored in a while. He's fucking rubbish. Need to get him replaced. Foden. You know what I mean? It's just how different the dynamic is when City doesn't have a song.
City fans do go after their wingers, like they do.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
City fans want Pep out, bro. They've been saying
it's a universe, exactly.
Nice.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's one slot out, you know.
Spooky.
Right, come like a raid or something. Big up to Spurs fan raid, man. Yeah, love for that, man. Yeah, big up,
man. Like a hair over there, but shout out to you, man, fam.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
But things change when Frank switched to a back 4, which I've always said. I think that in the Premiership he has to play a back 4 and 3 in the middle.
Cool. It feels like across the board that everyone thought in that first half we couldn't have played it any other way, and Frank was unfortunate in that first half because it was City, and City do what City does, and we deserve to get back into that game in the second half. Am I getting that right or wrong?
Yeah. City didn't do what City did in the first half for me. We gifted City goals. Spurs gifted City 2 goals. If you think about that first half.
So if we didn't make those mistakes, you're saying we could have beat them. We would have won.
Not beat them. I think it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we could have beat them.
Yeah.
We didn't give them a mistake.
The thing is, I think sometimes the word mistake can always sometimes mean that the players are at fault, even though I think Basuma was at fault here. But when City are on fire, they press and they suffocate, and that naturally makes a mistake. It's not necessarily like, right, you know, I mean, Basuma, I think his worst pass was one they didn't actually score, but he turned around and went to play him back, and he played through basically Highlanders as a through ball. But for me, sometimes you do have to give credit. I mean, if you go, like I said, you go man for man, look at this City team. They are absolutely unreal when they want to play. I do feel like they took their foot off the gas a little bit, but I also feel in doing so, we upped our game tenfold, and the crowd got behind us, and then everything's kind of going your way. Look, football, any sport is momentum based, isn't it? How many times you see like boxers that ain't very good, they have a bit of momentum and they go on 4 or 5 wins, and you're like, where did that come from? But then they just disappear again.
Joshua, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing in any sport. You get the same with players. They say, innit? They say form's temporary, but like glass is permanent. It's the truth. When you get that momentum, it's there.
Yeah, facts, man. So what did you lot think of Gallagher? Has anyone changed their thoughts on the original thoughts of Gallagher?
No.
Or is it
No.
everyone's been a
same
fan?
person I think he was before.
I've always said I think Gallagher's a far better player than Bentancur. And he's already shown it. Has the energy, gets forward, makes the
I
cross.
agree with that, yeah.
I was just happy to have someone in the middle.
Yeah,
for me.
And he's 25. He's English. He's going to be there for the next 3 years. That's what Spurs need to build on. Having someone solid in the middle.
I really rate him.
Yeah, he's not and you don't want a flashy player who's going to do. You want a hard. Not just hard working, but a player who's going to drive forward. I mean, it's like that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah.
What is Gallagher's attributes? Because you can't say hard working as an attribute.
No, and what I was going to say is I think he's good at everything. I think he's really good at everything, and he's showed glimpses. Palace, he was a number 10. Chelsea was a number 6. Atletico, he was a number 8. So he's good at everything. He for sometimes, I mean, people say that there's certain players that you just need in your squad, i.e., someone like a John McGinn, or if you go further down, someone like a Joe Linton. Sometimes you just need certain players in your squads to allow other players to do what they do. Mm-hmm. I think that someone like Gallagher will allow Palhinha to defend, but I also think he's now almost unlocked Xavi to allow him to do his job.
You think because Gallagher's in the squad, Xavi's now playing at a different level.
I think that Xavi knows now if he makes a mistake, he's got Gallagher and Palhinha behind him. That's a big safety net.
Wow. Also doesn't mean he's that good. He's
and here's the thing about Xavi as well. Wow. Xavi won the most duels
10
in the match. 10.
Him defensively is actually really
so
solid.
Basically, I've watched Xavi. He's training in the gym. He's getting bigger because he realized he can't be carried. He has to get back. He has to defend. He has to get dirty, and that's what he's doing. And that's what his that's where you're seeing his hard work. Because at the start of the season, or when he was bought, I said he will adapt to the Premiership because he's been to different clubs and he has his mindset, and that's what he's done. And it's not like he's came into a Spurs, team that's playing brilliantly with a top striker. I just think about it like, imagine if Solanke had been fit the entire season with him behind him. You're talking something different. I mean, the pass he put through for Solanke, that, once he has runners, so Xavi's now going right. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like... I can't lie, at the beginning of the season, I thought it weren't looking good, bruv, because he was getting moved on a regular. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But I think he realised as well, like you said, that, I might have to smarten up. This ain't Germany or France. Like, it's a different ball game. I wonder if he's talked to James Maddison, because... What I've noticed about Xavi when he first started, like you were saying, was that he'd be right up against a defender. Because I think in the German league, if you get bundled over, it's a free kick. But he realizes not. So he's now dropping off if the defender's too tight. Or he's not trying to hold the ball up. As soon as the ball comes in, he'll flip it around the defender and try to dribble. So even that change, that mentality shows that, but it shows also the patience as well. I remember, back in the day when a foreign player would come to the Prem, we'd say, "Oh, give him a season," and then they kick on the next season. Like you said, with the internet and everything, it's just we just expect it to be like that. But it's gonna. I think next season now, I think he'll kick on.
So what, are we saying the same with players like Tell then? Because Tell gets a lot of slack.
I don't know why Tell gets slack though. I think when Tell comes on, he looks good. Out of all the strikers, Solanke, I would play him more often.
That was a striker. I don't know about that one. As a
striker, he's got a bit more about him. That Leeds game, he was playing really well, and then he just didn't. I think he got injured, and then he just hasn't come on yet. But I think he's good, man. I don't know what everyone else thinks about.
Where would you play him on? You said up front? Would you play him on the left?
I'll play him on the left or up front. When Solanke wasn't around, I would have played him up front. Definitely over Call of Moani.
I would have played him more as well, but at that time. But obviously we have Solanke back now, so he can hold bench. But I mean,
my comparison to what you said there about giving Tell time over Xavi, I've seen more out of Xavi in the last 3 games, 5 games, whatever you want to say, than I have Tell for the last 2 years. And
he had a run of games, no?
Yeah, Tell ain't got a run of
He
games.
had a run
to
of
be
games
fair.
like Xavi has.
I think
yeah,
Tell's-
but even at the start though, when he wasn't, Frank benched him. You'd come on and do one or two nice things. You go, "Car, yeah, you can see that," but he looks lightweight.
But
For
has
me-
Tell ever had 3 games back to back? Like I know Xavi
No,
has.
I'm not sure, to be honest. But even before then, though, that's what I mean. When Xavi was getting hooked, you could still see like he was trying. For me, I see Xavi as one of those players that the harder they try, the actually worse they become. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a gifted
I
footballer.
agree with that.
He needs to just cruise around doing nothing, and you'll probably find you get 8 out of 10s each week. Whereas I find that when you kind of get people like Tell, when I just don't see the same kind of level of quality.
Isn't it because he's just playing a slightly different position? He's a different player. He plays up top. He's obviously coming off the left a little bit different. Like he's more of a forward, whereas I think Xavi's more of a playmaker. So he's afforded time to kind of. I think with Tell, because we know he's a forward player, he has to score goals or at least cross balls into the box. And when you don't see that, you're judging Tell off that. Whereas Xavi doesn't have to score goals because, like, let's face it, how many goals has Xavi got in the Premier League this season? But
I hear it,
all
but
of a
like,
sudden-
when you just watch them play, let's establish that Xavi Simons is just a
two
different
different
level to
positions,
Tell.
though. It's two different.
I know it's two different positions, but let's just first establish that Xavi Simons is just on another level to Tell right now. We'll establish that first. When it comes to Tell, though, I do agree with and to be fair, I say the same thing about Odegaard. Are they good enough? I don't even think they'd be good enough to be Premier League starters consistently, in my opinion. And I rate Odegaard, you know what I'm saying? I do Odegaard PR on stream all the time. But at the same time, just because I like
think that's
Odegaard,
a bit unfair though, because
No, but, like, we have
on
to
the case, he's had Premier experience with Burnley, so I can.
yeah, but that was how many seasons was that?
Oh, okay,
And
he's
you know
got
what I'm
one
saying?
Premier season under his belt, but Tell hasn't had that run of games where Tell's
hasn't had-
played 5 games in a
He
row.
hasn't, but neither has Odegaard. Odegaard has looked.
But
like
Odegaard had the whole Burnley.
Odegaard's had a bit of a run of games
He had the
of
whole
recent.
Burnley season. Tell hasn't had that whole length.
Tell
He
hasn't done a
been-
Prem stint at all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I get it.
Even
But
in
what I'm
Germany,
saying,
even in Bundesliga, he even had that. He hasn't had
That's the reason why he moved
What
to
I'm
Spurs to
saying
get the game.
Simmons
What
went to he went to the Dutch league. He was at PSV. He had a whole season at PSV. He had a whole season at Leipzig too. So he's got 3 seasons on top of both Odegaard and Tell. And then obviously when he's coming to Spurs, because he's on big wages and he was a big money signing, and he's a
He's
poster
got to
boy.
play.
but
he
what
was
I'm saying,
given
but
the time and the rhythm.
what I'm saying is,
Sorry.
Bayern Munich had a left winger, Matisse Tell, in
Correct.
a season where Gnabry was dealing with injuries,
Yes.
Coman was dealing with injuries,
Yes.
Sane was dealing with injuries,
Yes.
and they still sold this brother.
But how old was he?
What I'm saying,
You crap.
what does that matter?
How old was he?
What
Of
does
course
that
it
matter?
matters because it
No, it
matters.
doesn't
if you've
matter.
got- No.
It
Because
doesn't matter.
the
No,
point
it
I just
does.
made. No. The point I just made. Xavi's young, yeah. Xavi's 22, right? 22, right? He's young, but in terms of experience and minutes, he's far
mileage.
older.
Yes,
than
I
Tell.
get.
He's far
No, I
older than Tell.
understand, but I'm not
You get
talking
what I'm
about
saying?
age, though. I'm not talking about age. I'm not even talking about experience. The point is, yeah, if Matisse Tell had enough in his game to where Bayern Munich was that struggling they were struggling that much with wingers at the time, and they still moved on from this brother. They still parted ways with him on loan. We hadn't even signed him permanently. He left on loan.
Paulinho was on
Yeah, but
part of like plays with Bayern Munich as well.
Good point.
yeah, but the difference is Paulinho doesn't fit the system. Like literally, what Tell does is what Bayern Munich wanted, and he just wasn't good enough. So they just said.
But you got to remember that
They rolled out the red carpet.
It was.
Go on, Oren.
I think the issue with Tell is his attitude. Like he has a really
His attitude. But he
no.
That's
I mean,
also a problem. Yes, it is.
like
when the fans were going at him and Fulham, he was like, "No, man, allow it. You know, need to just relax, calm. We've got
no, not that. It's like
for the
that's when he first came. I'm talking about. I think, like I remember, I said he's a very self.
Champions League.
I says he's a very self. Like what I think the penalty that he missed, he tried to do something really arrogant. He just thinks he's better than he is, and I think Bayern Munich looked at a player like that and went, no.
You've got to back yourself though. If you're a young player and you're in a team, you've got to back yourself.
No, there's backing yourself and then thinking you're better than you actually are. There's a difference. So basically, with a player like if you look at Odegaard, I wasn't an Odegaard fan, but he obviously went back to basics, beat his man, get the ball in, do the simple things right. I think Till thinks he's so good he doesn't even need training.
I think
He will huff when he comes off.
Confidence. I think if Odegaard had Tell's confidence, Odegaard
He'd be
would
better.
be
Yeah,
twice
he'd be
player.
better.
Yeah.
But
He'd be
what
way
I would say,
better.
Ash, remember when Tell was linked with going on loan to, I think, what Paris FC? The main issue wasn't even just because of game time, it was because he in his mind he's a striker. But all of us looking at Tell can see that he's better as a winger.
Correct.
But he in his mind he's a striker, and Solanke coming back messes up his game time even more. So he wanted to go to get game time as a striker. It's like, bro, Tell, you're not that guy, bro. I'm sorry. Like, as much as I love Odegaard, bro, when Kudus comes back, Odegaard got a whole bench, and it's not a problem. And I think in my mind, because again, I look at all these players, and what I used to say about Frank when I was criticizing him is we have all these younger players who they don't look arrogant. They look like they want to be coached. They want to follow his instructions. And you can see the performance. The team still backs Frank and fights for him, or else they wouldn't do what they did against City. But look at Tell. Matisse Tell has an air of, I hate this manager. You can look at Tell.
Why wouldn't you? You got dropped out of the Champions League. He brought you back in, then he took you out again. Like, am I a dickhead?
Yes, but
remember, he scored against Leeds. Imagine. Boom, man's got his goal. The next game,
look at the goal. First of all, look at the goal he scored. First of all, look at the goal he scored.
Got dropped again. Then he went to... Oh, go on, sorry.
First of all, look at the goal he scored against Leeds. That's the first thing. Second of all, when Tell gets his opportunity...
What was wrong with the Leeds goal? The Leeds goal was a banger.
It was a man deflected goal, bro. Like, let's...
It's a goal, bro.
It was going to be a period. At the time...
And he got dropped again.
At the time, I was happy for him. I'm like, okay, he's going to kick on.
What's he going to do?
At the end of the day, yeah, as much as like the reason why Tell and Odegaard get grouped together is because A, they're both young French wingers, and B, because they're fighting for the same position in this Spurs squad, who will get rotation. At the end of the day, Tell, you can see it when he plays. Tell is in his own mindset. He's in his own state. I think he's one of the only younger players who is clashing with the manager over time. As you can see, Odegaard was going through a stage where he was also playing and getting dropped. And I think that Odegaard is just a lot more coachable, and he's a lot more susceptible to constructive criticism from the manager. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I think that both of them are fighting for the same spot, and I think Odegaard,
and he can play left or the right. He can play left or right, or he can play 10. So when we were lacking in positions, you're able to find positions for Odegaard, whereas with Matthias Tell is limited to the positions he can play. He's less versatile.
But how many people we tried to play Bergvall at left wing? We don't have a left winger. That's the problem. If the manager doesn't trust, he tried to play Brennan Johnson on there, it wasn't working. He tried to play Odegaard there, it wasn't working. He tried to play with no left winger.
Then? All right, why keep Tell then? Why not get rid of him?
Because everyone else is injured. Everyone else is injured. We don't have players.
You got rid of Johnson early, and then by that token, we're saying, we should be bringing in players in. If he's saying,
we should, but that's when it comes back to Thomas Frank is being screwed by the board. That's what, you guys know me, you might know me. I've been doing the Thomas Frank on Fraud Watch for ages. I've been calling this. I've been saying he's on fraud for ages. But at the end of the day, the board still, if the board thinks that this is the guy, they have to sign players and they have to back this manager, and they have not done that. So if you're clashing with someone, but at the end of the day, you don't have anyone else to replace that person, you have to use them. And clearly, Thomas Frank sees Matisse Tell as an impact sub, someone who can bring life to a team, can come on and affect the game.
Why would you make a 19 or 20-year-old, but however he's young? All I'm saying, he's young. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
Why would you make a young player an impact player? Wouldn't you try to coach them and develop them and give them time and nurture them and improve them?
Yes, but when you look at the state of the
one game, then you're out. You score a goal,
I agree with you. I agree with you, Ash.
You need a couple stinkers. You need, I'm saying,
I fully agree.
And pitch
what I would have done
and understand how. I tried to bend it around my man. Maybe next time I put less finesse on it, put more power or less power. So his shot IQ improves during games through experience.
I agree, but what I would have done, for example, if I was trying, what I would have done is put him in the champ squad for the easier game, so he could get a run in there. That's what I would have done. But at the same time, when Tell did get opportunities to start and play, especially like extended minutes, he was not that impactful. Like he got
But-
some goals here, and
going back to what-
off the bench he had some level of impact, sure, but it
Going
wasn't to
back
the
to what
level
Oren
of
was
these other
saying,
players.
Spurs are the type of club, like we're the type of club where we don't go out and buy the superstars. We build superstars. When we got Berbatov, yeah, he wasn't a superstar, innit? We built him up. When we got Son wasn't a superstar. We built him up. When we got Modric, he wasn't a superstar. We built him up. When we got Gareth Bale, he wasn't a superstar.
But when you have a couple young players fighting for the same position, you can't make both of them superstars. You have to pick one. And the problem is we want experienced players.
He was better off then putting them on loan. No, am I right?
Ash, yes, but Ash, if all our players are currently injured, then we just have to have.
Yeah, but then he's got to look at the board and say, brother, I can't use this on you.
And we keep coming back to the original thing, which is the board have not backed this manager.
By the way,
we keep coming back to that.
Here's the thing. Okay, right. I'll be the peacemaker. You're the peacemaker.
No, if you have
wait. I actually agree with what you're saying, bro. Yeah,
no, I know you're doing but this is good for conversation. At the end of the day, if you
didn't he play against teams like Doncaster? Didn't he play against teams like Doncaster? Do
you want me to bring up the screenshot of him moving like Flappy Bird against Doncaster when he missed the ball? Well, we can do that.
The choir here. You're preaching to the choir.
The only way I look at it is if you want to bring in young players to develop them, that's fine. But don't bring in young players to compete for the same position. Because then when one player wins out versus the other player,
I was just fighting for you.
then that's what happens. Like, if you bring in, like, for example, like Gray and Bergwijn, they're not in the exact same position, but they're two midfielders. And at the end of the day, if we bring in more senior players like Gallagher and like these lot, and include Pap Sarr might miss out and get sold because
that's
he's similar to Gallagher. But that's just how football works.
Because now Gallagher, you man are saying Gallagher's the guy now. Who misses out in you man's opinion?
I think Pap Sarr gets sold.
Perhaps I like
Pap Sarr, Gallagher, in my opinion.
Let me know in the comments.
But here's the thing, right? Because for years and years, Spurs fans have always said that, you know, when this is my point exactly. It's like actually going back to the beginning about transfers. You want players to come in, but then players that Spurs have, because who's the new Deadwood at Spurs right now? Because when, you know, that was the whole thing. So yeah, exactly. So these 2 years, you know. So are we saying, like, what happens when Bentancur gets back? Because a lot of people like Bentancur.
He's got to go, man. So he's had his time,
right? So if you buy in top quality players, like, I mean, what happens? Okay, say Tell goes and Spurs bring in a left winger or whatever.
Conor might even go. I think I'll be that role.
You know what I mean? Then Mikey Moore might not get a chance. So it's such a fine balance.
He's got years. I feel like
I know, but what I'm saying is, it's like these. It's like watching these players and I was looking up on Google there, and Till has one Bayern Munich. He had attitude problems. Now, what I mean is, he's selfish, as in he tries to do everything himself. He's a one-man band. He wants to score. He wants to do everything. And Frank has to find a way to maybe...
I can show that. You showed that on the screen. I
have it on my phone. I didn't Google it. You just Google it. You can just Google it on your...
Put it on the private chat. I'll share it.
I think... hang on, I'll try.
For me, I think with what you're saying there with transfers, at some point our fans going to have to kind of bite the bullet and realise that the players that we have are not as good as what we think they are.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Bentancurs, Basumas, Richarlison. I don't think Sarr either. I don't think Sarr's good enough. He's nowhere near good enough. Listen, he works hard and stuff, and I appreciate it. I think there's a time and a place for someone like that. I think if you're 1-0 up and it's the 85th minute, bring Sarr on, no problem. But at some point, we're going to have to look at this squad and go, you know what? There's just 6, 7, 8, 9 players that ain't good enough. You all need to go. And that's where the one thing I will praise about some of the stuff we've done as of late is being relentless and getting people out. Brennan Johnson, that amount of money, you had to bite their arm off for that kind of thing.
But wasn't it a crime for not getting someone in, like getting a winner?
Yes. Of course. 2 wrongs don't make a right, of course. But for me, when you get offered that kind of money, you have to take it. You have to take it. You can't sit on someone like that for that sort of money because he's not worth 10 million. So what we were saying there about stumping up the money for Akilush or whoever you're going to buy, and we should just put all the money, That's what Palace did. They just said, you know what? That's our player. We know we're going to have to pay more in January. Pay it. We got him. That's what we need to do. We need to start getting rid of players that we don't think are good enough, being a bit more ruthless, and actually putting down the money.
That's a good point. What's the difference between Sarr and Gallagher? Because Gallagher works hard.
Gallagher's a maxed out Papsar, in my opinion. I'm in terms of profile,
quality
wise, obviously Gallagher is clear of Sarr. But in terms of profile of player wise, they are pretty similar, and I don't really know pushback. Yeah.
The difference is quality. The ability on the ball, ability to score goals, ability, all of it.
Yeah, he's better in every aspect. But that's why I say Sarr gets sold, because obviously we know Bentancur and Bissouma really should be sold. But it's again the same reason why people say that people don't who want to come to Spurs. Who would want to take on Bentancur and Bissouma?
I was just about to say that,
which is why I think Sarr will get sold, because
Sarr's younger.
Sarr's younger, has the homegrown. He's like in his mid-20s. He's just a lot more of a lucrative asset to sell. But we've seen Bissouma's more than happy to just, I'm gonna just sit down. Yeah, you man don't play me. Remember what Maguire did for United for those years, and now he's starting to get a run in a team again. He just sat down. Yeah, him and Luke Shaw did the same thing. They'll just sit down and get paid and wait till their contract runs out. Phil Jones did this before. He was at Man United for years. And no one knew because he was never playing, but he was just Ollie gave him 100k a week and he just sat there until his contract ran out. And this is what happens with players like Bentancur. I don't know, like Bentancur would just be like a squad player for a couple years because he just got a 2-year extension, and Bissouma would just sit down and not leave the club and just get paid his money.
How long he got on his contract, Bissouma?
I'm not even sure.
It's I think it's over this
end of the season. End of the season it ends, but there's a 1-year extension if we want it.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So if for some reason the club extends to that 1 year, then Bissouma will sit down and he'll play when he has to play, and he will just get paid the money he gets paid per week, and not because Bissouma's next stop isn't a club bigger than Spurs. Like, he's ruined his professional reputation for the most part because of his antics off the field. So this is his last real stop before he plays.
I'm just going to read this quickly. Obviously, Orange showed this, and I'm just going to say, is Matthias Tell left out because of discipline issues? According to former Spurs scout Brian King, the reasons behind Spurs omitting Tell from their Champions League squad is because of the players' discipline issues. He told the only thing I can think of, whether it was an attitude problem or a discipline problem, something wasn't right from when Frank took over, and he came back in pre-season, something didn't impress Frank, and whether it was his off-field behavior or the way he trained or something along those lines. All right, cool.
Interesting.
Just wanted to get that out.
Did I just get replaced by Alex, bro? That's tough. I didn't even get my spot back.
No, don't worry.
That's tough.
Right. You here, man. Don't worry, man.
Here's the thing. Here's a question, because I have to shoot on. Perfect timing. Perfect time to shoot on. Love you. No, because Alex.
Every time.
I have to, because it's like you just come on. It's Ash. I like you. I can just be quiet and you can just go. I see that big, beautiful white smile. It's all good. But here's a question, right? Here's a footballing question. Yes, I'm a Spurs fan, but I do like watching games. Is the Premiership, right? Remember, the likes of, we had very what do you call them? Eden Hazard, players who would dribble and do all that. Is the Premiership now, the way it's been changing seems to go back to the 90s, which is long balls, rough and tough? Is there room for flashy players anymore?
Yeah,
because because if you think about even Xavi is known as a flashy player, but he's doing more hard grafting, more of the hard basic stuffs than actually being, flashy.
There isn't, man.
You know what I mean?
Nah, not.
But there is though, because look at the likes of Cherki, Kudos, Doku. There is, but you've got to be good, because now for me the Premiership is gone so far downhill, and I think what Gordon said in his conference was spot on. It's so much more now about physicality, work rate, strength, but if you do get technical players and they're good, they're game changers for me.
I think they just can't do it consistently because they'll be dealing with injuries, or they just won't be able to keep hold of it.
Yeah, because even Doku, I think he's missing 3 injury.
He's injury right. Yeah, he's
Sharky
and Savio's injured too.
Yeah, Sharky started off well, then he got injured, tried to play it on, but then he's been hit and miss as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's like like Gordon said, because the Premiership is more physical and fast now, it's less about, the technical players
Yeah.
you can.
You have to be like a Morgan Rogers then, is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
Morgan Rogers,
Yeah.
right.
You have to be someone.
He's
like
not
that,
flashy, but he can carry the ball. He's physical. He can hit the
Even
ball.
Semedo's not flashy. If you really think about Semedo, he's not
Exactly.
flashy.
Even the players that we're calling flash, like Morgan Rogers, Semenyo,
He's not- Morgan
back
Rogers
in the
ain't flashy.
day.
Morgan's
Yeah,
ain't
but
flashy.
like when you mention like the Hazards
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and
can't touch
Joe
him.
Coles and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
He
Like
plays it.
if you have someone like Joe Cole, yeah, he has to track back a lot if he's gonna play in any like team. You can't just. I think that free role of just your 10, give it to Joe Cole, give it to
Yeah,
Mesut
days of
Ozil.
Ozil's done.
That's gone.
Ozil's
Yeah,
done.
there's no room for that no more.
Yeah, you can't carry a team. I think what
It's just
we're
in Spain
saying
you
is
can play
that
like
you
that.
still
That's
need
really
to.
it.
I think managers want it's less of a 10, more of an 8. So they want their players to work back for the team, win the ball back, have defensive responsibilities, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, if you are consistent at scoring goals or creating goals, like Palmer, for example, he's gone off the boil a bit. But when he first came into the league, he was scoring at phenomenal rates. He was creating. He was looking.
But was he flashy?
I wouldn't call Palmer flashy.
Not really.
Exactly.
But it depends what you rate like. So he might split a defense from the defensive third, innit, with one diagonal ball.
That's just a good moment of skill. But like you said, I wouldn't call him like flashy. And I think in the middle of the park,
flashy, where you're flicking it over your head and.
But then JJ Okocha was doing a madness, and that's the difference. I think in the middle, you can't afford to have any passengers anymore. Like your 10, if you're on the wing, potentially like your Doku's, you can potentially Cherkis and such. But in the middle, you can't afford.
I don't think that's a prem.
Like,
I don't
for
think
example,
that's a prem thing. I think that's a football thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you go abroad, I mean, you go look at in Spain and stuff. Yeah, you have like Yamal who does a bit and Vinny does a bit, but they're a dying breed, to be honest.
Would a player like Dembele work?
He wasn't flashy either.
No, but what I'm like, because he was quick at turning and dropping the shoulders and doing all that.
Oh, he'd be great. He'd be great.
Would he be good today, or would he make too many mistakes or get pressed too much?
No, but the thing was with him, he knew how to use his body to protect the ball. I think that was the difference. That's why he was so good at carrying the ball, getting the ball, turning the shoulder, committing 2 or 3 players, and then finding the pass. It wasn't like he held onto the ball too long. So he had some.
No, I know that. But like, what player
in
the Premiership is able to do that now?
Not many. Like I said, there's
it's just bizarre how it's so changed.
But how many Dembeles have we seen in the league, in the Premier League? Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to kind of push it back to that. And we've tried to replace Dembele. I remember we tried to get Ndombele, but he had the brain of a sumo. Do you get it? Because he was a man.
Imagine if he had
beat man, but then he also liked the burger or two. You know, I'm not here to fat shame. I'm not here to do any of that.
No, but you're right.
He
was a guy that could, like, you know, he could do it.
I'm all for it, man. Let's bring back the Adele traps, Johnny. Bring that guy back. That's what I want to see.
What go on?
Here, Alex, yeah, showtime, your time. Go. I'll wait. I'll let you get your first thing in, and then I'll go. So
well, big up everybody. Big up. What we going on about? We're going on about players that the Mavericks are disappearing at the moment, isn't it?
No, just a question that I asked, but the original question was whatever you want to take it. You take it.
Well, I can't disagree. It is boring. It is very, very boring at the moment. I've got to be honest. When I watch games, to be honest with you, that Man United game against Arsenal was the best game I've seen for a long time. You know what I mean? Because Man United actually went for it. But if I'm really honest with you, if Arsenal win this league,
that's what Spurs could have done, no? Against City. Well, we did in the second half.
But... Yeah, well, I think the second half. I think we were actually very.
Say it.
We were good.
Oh,
insane.
You already done everyone. Holy shit!
So much energy. I've never heard Mr. Box Office stumble.
Well, yeah, but we were good. I was there.
I did not want to say
it because we showing attacking intent, and you know, certain players stepped up, like Xavi. You know what I mean? The Dutch Pretty Ricky. He's shown his worth. To be fair to him, you know, Dutch Pretty Ricky. He's shown his worth a little bit. You know what I mean? And Solanke's stepping up a little bit as well. So I've got to give it to him. But it's no different to what we've seen for loads.
Talking about Solanke, can we talk about the first goal from Solanke real quick?
Yeah.
It's a great goal. Great goal.
I don't know, like everyone's saying outside of Spurs that it was a free kick. Like,
no, if you see, Gay fouled him anyway, bro. Like he literally his other foot, not the one that Solanke kicked, his other foot before Solanke even tried to shoot, studs right in the man's ankle, fam. Like that was a foul regardless, fam. So they can cry if they want to.
So I didn't see that part, but the second part is a foul. The actual strike of the goal is a clear foul.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a foul.
If Solanke is Guahi there and Solanke's in the box and Guahi kicks Solanke like that, that's a pen.
That's a pen.
So yeah, that's a foul.
Regardless whether it's a foul or not, I think it's just spilt milk at the end of the day. Man City still drew the game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yes, you get your luck sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I just think it's spilt milk.
Was it intentional though? That's
no.
Well,
he's going for the ball.
It's not intentional, no. But the point is, though, it's like I mean, I just think it's just spilt milk from like Man City. I've got to be honest. Again, I'm not here to like blow up Tottenham right now because I'm not there. I'm not there with them. You know my feelings on them right now. I can't because this is no different to what we've seen over the seasons now. And this is just becoming too regular with Tottenham right now. Oh, first half we're not playing well. Second half we turn up. You know what I mean? It's just getting annoying.
Why is that?
Now.
Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you why. We've got bang average players. That's why. Like sort of Alderbear. I'm sorry. I'm done with him. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it anymore. I'm not hearing it. I love Ben and Sim. I love Ben and Sim. I love him a bit.
Wait, the last 3 or 4 games
all the time. Tell's not playing. Tell's not doing this. Tell's not doing that. I don't really care. Burn was doing more.
Alex, I saw your match reaction, Alex. You know how you do your teaser and your intros. Alex, I want
doing more.
Alex,
G was doing more.
Alex, I'm on your case, bro.
I see Barnes. I see Barnes. I see all these players.
I said John Barnes, loud John Barnes.
Alex, I see them.
Hey, I see. No, if you might go watch Alex's match reaction, there's someone in his background when he talks about other men, tell him to shut the fuck up. I beg you, go watch his match. Even the fans in the stadium know he's chatting rubbish right now, man. We're not here for it. It is own match. Make sure you go watch him.
Let's hold on a second. Let's talk serious. The last 4 to 5 games, have you not been liking what you've seen from Odobert?
He's okay. I'm sorry.
That's not what you said before.
This is what we do. We complain about the owners, but then we give these players so much room to just do whatever they want, and you wonder why we're 14th. I'm sorry.
No, but
the
you just did that on
the managers.
Alex, for the first time ever, I think I agree with you, mate.
The point is, though, it's the same thing every single time.
No, but you just did it, though. You literally just
I agree.
You don't say Odebear's okay and then say he's rubbish 10 seconds earlier. Like, you did the same thing.
The only reason why I streamed is because my boy Smack, we talk on the phone for so long now, we just decided that we need to just go on stream and do it. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I'm surprised he had the mental capacity to keep it up.
I can't just like, and then you get people saying, like the guy comes past me, the idiot, the clown that comes past me saying, "Oh, just be positive." Be positive about what? Be positive about what? Like, come on, tell me.
Another fireworks, man. Did you scrap it?
I'll give Paulinho are giving credit, yeah, and Archie Gray are giving credit as well.
Archie Gray.
I'm serious.
This guy is smoking crack.
You just said Archie Gray.
No, I'm serious. I'm right back.
I'm done with him.
He's on smoke.
Right back.
Positive.
He was all right.
I'm boycotting the show.
He weren't like he looked assured.
It's full moon. It has to be full moon.
Paulinho in defence. Honestly,
yeah.
Sweats it up. Yeah, seriously.
You're right.
Second half, it could have been a tragedy. I've got to be honest. You know what I mean? You know, and Gallagher, good on him. That's it. You know, showing us what what he needs and what he's all about, energy. You know what I mean? Because that's what he got that goal, that
What?
second goal.
Energy is that a skill trait? It's like,
Well, you know,
what do you do there?
he's an athlete, isn't he? But
if we said that about Odobert, energy, Odobert, energy.
But Ash, since he shaved his hair, his takes have gotten worse.
Listen,
he lost the
I'm
fade,
clutching
and
at
his takes gotten
straws
worse,
here.
bro.
I'm clutching at straws because honestly, I'm not happy. Yeah,
I hear it.
I'm so bored of Tottenham right now. I'm not even interested anymore, man. Like last season was enough, and this season now, like I ain't having it. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing I ask everyone, right?
Well, bro, we've got to keep it to the end of the season, bro, because at the moment, the only thing that the only way we're going at the moment, you know my feelings on what's going on behind the scenes. Vinay and Janj, oh my gosh, I just can't. The whole lot of them useless to pieces.
Don't
Yeah,
man with Vinay,
but honestly,
don't do it.
Legendary.
Honestly, like it would be Mason for me. Just bring Mason in because that's the only way we're going forward.
Nah, you're
that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
Because of again, I was meant to go, but Showtime Alex came on. Here's the question though:
Big up Orion, man.
If anyone needs to go, cut, man. Like it's late.
I'll go after this.
Big up Orion, though. Big up Orion, man.
Yeah, is there a thing called like? Is Spurs fans now with the social media, with the streaming, is it fatigue? Talking about it constantly, watching Frank constantly, like because there's a certain thing called like black fatigue when you're constantly hearing about black people, you're just tired of it, or woman fatigue where you're constantly hearing about woman.
You've been on the red pill, bro.
You know what I mean? It's just and like if you think about how social media, like every time, even like I read Instagram posts. They're not even connected to Spurs, making shit up about Spurs. And then the fans go on and go, fuck you, you know what you're talking about. Are we as fans like fatigued of just Spurs? Like it's constant. You know, especially doing streams. Yeah.
Listen,
go up the X.
I've never seen Alistair Gold change. Alistair Gold's like, he's not the same man. I think he's slightly broken as well.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
When you've done this 5 years, when you've done this 6 years on stream and you've seen the same thing every single year. Right, and then you get new people coming up to you and say, "Oh, just have a better mentality. Oh, have a better mentality." I'm saying, bro, come back to me when you've done this 5 years, this 6 years, bruv.
Now, what I'll say is, it depends on how much like you do. Because like, if you're talking about Tottenham every day for years, then yeah, you'll get fatigued. But I ain't gonna lie. Bro, you have to have more than one hobby, bro. Spurs your only hobby. That's a you problem. I ain't gonna lie. That's a you problem.
Why do you think I went to gym today and went to bloody Brazilian zoot today, Bob? You know what I mean? I had to leave early because I've got my boys. You get what I'm saying, bro?
Like being a fan of football is like, especially for you guys, you do the streams and all. It's a 24-hour job if you think about it.
It's like what we said. It's like what we said at the start. To be honest, I'm so bored of Tottenham Hotspur. The style of football, the repetitive, not buying anyone, not investing in anyone. The same cycle next season. It'll be the same thing next season after the next transfer window. The excuse will be, well, we couldn't get everything done in one window, and then we'll wait till January, nothing will happen, and then it'll just be a vicious circle.
Does anyone think that Vinay might try to pull a fast one?
Just no.
Let me laugh, bro. Wait. No. Let me laugh, bro.
No. I don't know what
you're asking.
Are you joking me, Bob? Are you having a laugh, Bob?
Wait.
You having a laugh?
Let them finish. I can't
even finish it. Are you being real?
Let them finish.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just had to laugh. I had to laugh at that, Bob. Vinay, please, honestly.
Wait. Does anyone not think that Vinay will give Thomas Frank more time to build this team? Because has he really had a fully fit squad to pick?
He had time to build his team in January.
Time to buy players for him.
What are you doing?
It's not the simple case though. And I'll make this answer.
If everyone comes back fully fit, we still have no left winger. If everybody comes back,
I get that. But like at the same time, it's like Elijah was saying that they're probably looking, and they could have maybe gone for Raheem Sterling because they tried to get Semedo, but Semedo didn't want to come to Spurs. He already had his Barcelona.
So what we're saying is from August. Hold on, Alex. So what we're saying is from August, we took from August till February to decide that Semenyo is the only player that fits into our squad. If that's the case, That guy needs to be fired. All of his friends
It's
fired.
again, who else do you like? If you're looking at, I mean, Lookman or who else? Like, who would you have bought if you were the
Me
manager?
personally, I wanted Adeyemi. Personally, I wanted
Who?
Adeyemi.
Who's that?
Adeyemi from Dortmund.
Dortmund winger.
That's who I wanted. And
How
he's
much does he
gettable.
cost?
50 million.
And would he? What if he says, "Nah, I'm happy in Dortmund. Don't want to come to Spurs right now because the club is."
Yeah, but you're throwing off a lot of what ifs. Act like a big club and go test the water. Do it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And if you don't get him,
But would that?
Akulish, we've been linked with Akulish. Why don't?
But sure, Spurs are
Dortmund
struggling with homegrown players. So where would he fit in the Champions League?
Yeah, but we can keep making excuses and putting obstacles
No,
in the way.
I'm not making
not.
an excuse. I'm presenting you with the reasons to me. Like, yes, it can bring in those players. If you'd have said an English player, I'd have been fair enough. But it's always a foreign player, and I get what you're saying. He's good, but he's foreign. Spurs have a massive issue with homegrown talent right now.
But then just swap him for another foreign player.
Like who? I'm just asking.
I'd take Odegaard, any of them. Richarlison. There's Basumidas now in it. He could go out. There are so many.
You have to. Dortmund said no. We don't want any of those players.
Yeah, but again, you're just saying what ifs. How many more what ifs do I have to answer before you kind of act like it? Just do it.
I get
if it's not him, it could be someone else.
But it's easy. That's what I'm saying. What my point is, it's easy to say just do it. I can say, right, fuck it, go and build no matter what. Go to like that Real Madrid guy, Abraham Diaz. Spurs should have gone for him. 80 million, no problem.
Diaz. Yeah,
but I'm not talking. Also, I'm not talking about the top wingers in the world. I'm talking about players that we can get. I mean, Akulish, they're from Monaco. Why did we go get him? He's an option.
Apparently, you see, here's the thing, right? If those players had come in and they didn't perform, be back right down to square one. So
yeah, but again,
what are you asking?
You are the king of ifs.
Yes, I am the king of ifs because you have to ask that because here's the thing. Any player that Spurs buy, if fans don't take to them, they're bottled it. They're not good enough.
So what if we signed Yamal? What if we signed Yamal and it didn't work out? What if?
Yeah, because if he didn't work out, if Spurs went and bought Yamal, right, put him on the left, and then he had a bad form, Spurs would be booing him and saying he's rubbish. That's my point. It's not just a case of buying a player and putting them in.
Hold the club.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like what I said to say Elijah last week as well. Mm-hmm. Fans want these players, but they never take into consideration on the mentality of that player. Will that player fit the club? Them coming over. And that's why I say what ifs. It sounds like what ifs and it's frustrating to you, but I can say I want this player, I want that player, I want that player. We've seen
good example.
We've seen players come in, and we're thinking they're going to be great.
I'm not even picking like one person. I'm not saying right. It has to be Adeyemi. It has to be him. Anybody is better than Tell. Anybody. It doesn't matter who. Anybody.
Of course, but it's a case of like.
Briggs, he didn't mean that, man. That's Briggs' guy, man.
No, I meant that. No, but it's true. People do say like, but what if this or that? Mate, Harvey Barnes, anybody, you can pick anybody. You need to start acting. For me, when you kind of say, but what if he doesn't work, or what if the fans got on his back, or what if that you're giving the club an alibi? You're giving the club an alibi to say,
alibis. I don't speak for the club. I am not Tottenham Hotspur. I'm a fan of the club. So when I say what if, I'm asking as a football question to you.
But what if they see in this podcast and they're listening to you right now?
Who?
The club.
You really think the club is going to sit and go here? Listen, but that's irrelevant because the club isn't doing that.
My what ifs are relevant, but you can put out 15 what ifs if I give you 15.
No, but that's completely different. It's completely different. When you speak,
yes, mate.
That's a good point.
What if we sign Adeyemi, he bags 20 goals for the rest of the season, the fans are cheering, he gets us into the top 8, back in Europe next season? What if?
Then what happens if that player gets injured? Or it goes off.
So you can't answer that.
I did answer.
You guys could.
Well, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But okay, what if Till gets game time, starts scoring goals, start producing great? What happens then? What happens if Odegaard gets better? What happens if
that ain't happening? We've seen that ain't happening. We've seen it. It's not happening.
Why can we see it? Because all the panelists said Till hasn't given enough opportunities. So
No,
if he
no,
doesn't
I'm
come
pretty
out,
sure. I'm
opportunities.
pretty sure Ash was playing devil's advocate, mate. To be fair, he
No,
did
but
come
I do
out after
believe
Of course he
he
was,
ain't
but
had
again,
any
a lot
opportunities.
of fans
Yeah.
think Till should be starting
Sorry,
and
bro.
should be playing.
Yeah,
No,
but whether you think Tell should be starting or not, the level at Tottenham Hotspur is so far down the pecking order that Tell maybe he should be starting, but that don't mean he's a good player.
not saying that, but what if he does become a good player?
Mate, what if? Well, why don't we
That's the
just sign
thing.
Adeyemi and
I
he
think
becomes
we
the
don't
best left
know.
winger in the world?
Hey,
Yeah,
listen.
exactly. We're going back in circles. We don't know. It's up.
No.
Like I believe that
Yeah, but
every
your
time.
ifs are always negative. There's no positive in your if.
I was gonna say this.
Always
It sounds like
negative.
it sounds like an
Positive.
optimistic versus a pessimistic.
Yeah.
That's why you got a
It's so
clash.
negative.
No, it's
yeah.
not.
what it sounds.
It's
That's what
here's
it
the
sounds
thing.
like.
My whole philosophy when it comes to football and watching football for as long as I have, it's up to the player. The player decides how good he wants to be. Harry Kane decided, right, I'm going to stay back. I'm going to train and become better. Lionel Messi, Ronaldo. So what I'm trying to say is that as a fan of football, I've seen a swift where players, when was the last time you've heard a player say they want to be the best in the world? They want to win all the Ballon d'Ors. You had Ronaldo saying it. You had Messi proving on the pitch. What I'm saying is that what I'm coming to understand as a football fan, not just for Spurs, is that yes, we want top players, but top players are based on their mentality and being consistent on a constant basis.
So
Is there a level of that? Because if I was to ask, like I asked a football guy at work, name a top, apart from Haaland in the Premiership, name a top striker in the Premiership right now. Who you would say is a world beater?
It's hard because I think it's a different era. It's more
But
of a
that's
squad
what
game.
I'm trying to say. I'm not disagreeing with you. I watch Modric, Bale, and everything. But what I remember was that Bale decided he's going to take over. He's going to become better.
Oren, what do you think about Romero's mentality?
Even Romero, he stepped up.
He called out the club. Do you agree with him calling out the club? He called out the club today.
He had a run, but the thing is, what he did was not only did he call it the club, but he stepped up, and he has stepped up, and no one can deny that. The goals he scored, the motivation, and I said this like last week as well, that I think that the players aren't frustrated with Frank; they're frustrated with other players around them who aren't stepping up. Imagine trying to play with someone like Callum Moana, who's not going to chase a ball down, but then Spence runs after it. In this football term now, the mental aspects of players, they know they can hide behind the manager. They know they can play rubbish, because what happens? Frank gets sacked, new manager comes in, they get a bounce, and then it's the same. Like Elijah said, the attitude and the mentality. So I believe that if you want a top player, you have to make sure their mindset is going to be right to take him.
Are you saying Frank should stay then? Is that what you're saying?
Frank is going to stay.
At this point, he should.
But I mean, past someone like, because that's what I was getting at the beginning. I was like, what if
at this point
he comes in and he's like, you know what, I want to give, because look, there's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We play Man United, who we always beat, and we get some type of result. I'm not saying a win, but we get something out of that game. Then we
Frank should stay at this point. He should.
Newcastle, they're missing Bruno G. Yeah, I think he's their best player. Right, they're missing him. Voltemela, he's not on form. They got smacked up by Liverpool 4-1. They've got a heavy fixture coming up. Like, they've got loads of fixtures coming up. Compared to us, we've got like a couple of games. We're not in the cups, so
one a week.
Yeah. So there's every chance that Frank gets those ones right. We go into Arsenal. We don't quite get over the line, but we use those other games to pick it up. Is there a way that we start picking up form and we finish in like the European positions? So, all right. If Thomas Frank gets 8th and he replicates what Arteta did, does Vinay keep him? Because he's the only one that's fighting for
sure.
Yeah,
he should.
He should.
At this point, he should.
Yeah.
Because with the injuries that we've had, with the injuries we have, if he can get us up to 8th, the guy deserves to keep his job.
Go on, Briggs. Go on, Briggs.
No, I'm just saying it'll be worse if he lets him go. We're just gonna go through this whole thing again. It's just best to stick with him.
There's managers available. What if, like,
that's the point.
But that's the same thing as the players. Like, do they want to come Spurs?
Can I be honest? If Nagelsmann's available, and he's like, "Right, I want to come Tottenham." Nah.
I would stick with Frank. I can't believe I'm saying that. I just want some stability. That's all I want.
I've heard this Nagelsmann brother for like 5 years, bro. Like, how good is that? Is bro actually? Because I've heard about this
This is
for
what
like
the
5
best
years.
enjoy that to everyone.
Can I be honest? I think it's only one outcome. If you're going to keep Vinay and Lange, you might as well just keep Frank.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I keep on hearing about
They're not going nowhere.
Pochettino coming back to Spurs in this setup is a disaster waiting to happen.
Keep him away, bro.
It's a disaster waiting to happen.
I ain't got
Like
no.
I said, I'll keep on saying it. I think
the board want Pochettino.
Well, it's an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. If you've got those two clowns in charge, and you got the other guy Nick in charge as well, making decisions. They're all making decisions together, right? You've got no chance. You've got no chance. For me, the only way forward for me, clear them all out and start all over again. I'm sorry.
It could be Pep, Enrique as a joint manager. As long as he's here.
Vinay and Lange have got no idea what they want to do. I'm sorry. I stick by what I say. We were better off with bloody Levy in charge. That's how bad it is.
What if Vinay was to get rid of Langer and he was bringing in like a Paul Mitchell, a Munchie?
Well, I think we've got a chance.
If he bought a Ralph Rangnick,
because
would you love Vinay?
Yeah, but this is the point. With Ralph Rangnick, though, he wants control, though. And then you know that he knows how to direct things, and either set the identity, set the tone, set who he wants as coaches, set the players that he wants. Then he also sort out the medical stuff as well.
Beef, I don't know if box office is talking for all of you. I'm obviously not Oren, but you're saying Lang is the problem, not really Vinay necessarily.
No. The whole club is rotten. The whole club is rotten. It doesn't matter one man. It's not one man. For me, it goes all the way back to the scouts, man. Who is scouting these players that we're signing? These guys are clowns. Yeah, McKenzie's getting a free pass. This guy's literally scouting crap after crap, and we're giving him a job.
Was he from Villa? Come from as well, Villa.
I'm going to shoot. Ash, I'm going to shoot, bruv.
Yeah, no, it's late. Big up.
Thank you for having me, boys. Take care.
Nice. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he was about to drop off right there and then. My big up.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think, especially in January and February, it was the same last season. After winter, fans are tired, cold, miserable.
Going forward,
you know what I mean? And it's like, I just have to sit back and think, right, if fans are feeling that, what are the players feeling like, training in the cold? Like, I believe that, we're all hyping up about Kudus, but Kudus was on form, and I do believe that was winter. He doesn't like playing in the winter. Like, he had the gloves on and everything, and it's like, it's like when you go outside, you look outside and you're all ready, and then you go outside and that wind hit you, and like, nah, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do this.
I think Kudus was overplayed, if I'm being honest.
True as well.
And I think also the way we played was predictable, was always to his side.
Yeah.
And so the players knew, especially when we played Bournemouth the first time, they knew to, put all the traffic on the right-hand side, so it forced us down the left. We would make a mistake from playing out from the back. They would win the ball back, and then, and we're the highest team in terms of turnovers when we play out from the back as a result to leading to a goal. We're the highest team. So every time, like you said, against Man City in that first half, it was 2 times that we played out from the back. We made that error, and teams know that. They do their prep. And so Frank, for me, this is where I put critique on Frank. He's got to kind of find a different solution for us. If we keep making that same mistake, he's got to find a different way to get us out of that. Go on.
Sorry, I think he has. I think the reason why Spurs, I know they against Man City, but I think that was just Bissouma being Bissouma. You have to remember that Solanke is just coming back, and he's made such a huge difference.
Such a lifesaver.
Like,
oh my god!
And watching him play, I'm thinking again, like I said it earlier, if he was starting at the start of the season, Spurs wouldn't be in this position right now. I think he would have got more goals. Yeah. Him and Xavi would have linked up. And that's what you have to remember as well, that, Frank has had to use Bissouma, who was in exile, who he didn't even want to play. And he knows he probably doesn't want to play. And it's kind of like, right, what do you do then? So you're playing players who you didn't want to play, and you like kind of had to bite the bullet, but it's injury again. I mean, Spurs beat Man City with playing a centre back a midfielder centre back and another centre back as left or right back. That's mad.
Yeah,
and a defender who only played 6 minutes of game time before this game. You know what I mean?
Who do you not want in the Champions League real quick? I just want to know. Who do you want? Like, obviously, we've got Club Brugge.
We beat any of them that we play.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Who else is in there? Who's in there?
It's like Juve, Atletico, Club Brugge, or
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. We beat any of them.
Galatasaray. Let me go again. Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Welcome to hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
When
we played them at the Tottenham Stadium, it'll be, bro, we'll smack them sideways. Bro.
Yeah, but it depends when we go over there, though.
But look how we played. Look, it was a 3-2 with 10 men, and I know we got slapped, and I know Archie slapped us. Like, I'm not trying to downplay it, but in my opinion, look at the team we put out then versus the team that will have that now.
But that's like saying
we
when we get our
them.
injuries back. That's like saying when we get our injuries back, Madison, Kulusevski, when they come back, we're gonna.
I'm not even talking about Madison and Kulu. I'm just bro. Van de Ven,
Romero. I genuinely believe that. Once we get Madison and Kulu, genuinely those two, if we get them back, we shoot up the league 100%.
I would tell you, bro. Any of those 4 teams, we move past. We move to all of them. I'm not worried about any of those teams. We move past them.
I'm going to shoot on, guys.
All right, bro.
With the 3 finishes, right? See you later. Okay, right, bye.
All right, in a bit. No, but wait. Madison, yeah? Yeah, later. I mean, Oren. Nice one, yeah. Madison, where does he play? Because you've got Gallagher. Everyone's saying, well, now you've got Gallagher.
Madison's going to get sold.
The one that makes Xavi tick. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that, but that's what Manham are saying on the
Madison's got to drop a bit.
It's over. The sooner we just say it's over and we sell him, the better, bro. I'm not trying
Madison?
Yeah, it's over.
Why?
Sellers club, bro. It's over.
Nah.
It's over, bro. It's over. I like Madison. I
don't see. I think
Madison.
a lot of times we kind of think that it's got to be one or the other. Just have both of them.
It's not even about that. It's not even about that. I want us to sign another right winger for Kudus, and I want Kulu and Xavi to run the 10.
Oh, so you're not a fan of one. You don't want Odeberg to be involved either. You don't think Odeberg's a second.
Well, if we think Odeberg's going to be a right winger, then you sign a left winger. But
do you think he's better on the right or the left? I'm asking you a question, legitimately.
I think so far he's been better on the right. But Kulu is just, in my opinion, I just don't want Kulu as a winger. I want him more as a 10.
Kulu midfield, straight.
Because Kulu, not only is he a better midfielder, but he's also too predictable when he's on the wing. Because he's like Odegaard in them, and he doesn't have the tech of a Di Maria or a Quaresma to where he can be one-footed and he can just do his thing. Like, he's not that technical level of player. So I'd rather want him in the 10. But the things with Madison is, it's not even because I think Madison will be bad when he comes back, but we have to look at it. Like, Madison it's an ACL injury. He's still going to take, and I know basketball ain't the same, but I watch a lot of basketball. It's also a sport you have to run up and down. ACL, it takes a year for ACL to be fully healed. Then it also has to take another 6 months to a year for you to get back up to proper speed, unless you're some cyborg. James Maddison isn't Ronaldo when it comes to his level of fitness and dedication. I'm not saying Maddison isn't dedicated, because you have to be when you're at this level. But not only is Maddison already an injury-prone player, he's also someone that likes his leisure time. Like, he'll do what's required, and he's already got that level of talent, but he's not gonna do the extra gym time and all this stuff, because that's just not his mentality, which is fine.
You're not seeing YouTube. He's in the gym, bro.
I'm not saying he's not, but what I'm saying is he's not that level when it comes to the, like staying extra and doing it, because he's just not that type of player, which is fine. But what happens is that player has a certain amount of shelf life, and someone like Madison, by the time he comes back, like, we're not going to see the best of Madison until 2027. Like, let's just, even if he comes back and plays, we're not going to see the best of him until next year sometime. And by that time, like, I think he's turning 30 this year, and it'll be 31 next year. It's like 31 years old. You're going to get maybe like a year or two out of him, maybe. And even then, he's not going to be the same player. And I think the best time to sell Madison is when he's coming back and we're trying to phase him into the team a little bit. That's the best time to sell him.
You got to want to buy him, though. Because everyone, what you've just said, someone's gonna be like, yeah, he's ACL, come back. Like, we might as well just keep him, man.
If no one's going to buy him, then obviously we can't sell him. But if
But
there's an
I wouldn't
opportunity,
push him out though.
if there's an opportunity, I'm not saying like push him out. I'm not saying like sit him down and we're going to find. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I would be looking for an opportunity to sell Madison, because like and obviously this is all like opinion. Like I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball. But if I'm thinking that Madison's not going to see the. If I'm thinking I'm not going to see the best of Madison until sometime 365 days from now, and we have to play.
Isn't there a world where Madison, you want to see Madison and Xavi together like cooking?
No.
Do you want to see that?
No.
You'd rather see Gallagher and Madison. I mean, Gallagher and Xavi. Sorry.
I'd rather see Xavi Simons and Kulusevski run the 10. I'd rather see them run the 10. Then you have Kudus, and if you want to say Odebear's behind him, then you got to have the left wingers. We got to sign a proper left winger, and then maybe like have like depending on how the Mikey Morting or whoever have some type of understudy. I'd rather have something like that. And then obviously we've got to get a striker. But like I wouldn't spend so much time. And you got to remember as well, look at our owners, they want to sell to buy. You got to remember that too. You got to look at the owners too. So someone got to be collateral. We can't have Madison, Xavi, and Kulusevski, and then Kulusevski's also the backup right winger as well. And then you also got like there's too many moving parts. Someone's got to be collateral for us to go buy another player. We don't buy Gallagher if we don't sell Brendan Johnson. People don't realize that. This is how the board works. I would rather that a 31-year-old that's going to be coming off an ACL injury, who's already injury prone, he's already not the best athlete, and he's already someone that's in and out when it comes to, not denying his quality, but he's in and out when it comes to form as well. And this is someone that I backed completely last year over Kulusevski. We got to take all these things into account. He's going to be older. He's going to have more miles on his legs. Injury prone player already. I value Kulusevski over him. Kulusevski's better.
40 subscribers because of your chat, man. See what you're doing, man. I've lost 40 subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't know what they're talking about. That's what I'm saying. They don't know what they're talking about.
You know, is that point?
I don't care. Problem. That's what I'm saying. Hey, look, my YouTube too much of me, so unsubscribe from me.
Hey, man,
I don't
want to sign up, man.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. Take care, man.
Big up, Briggs, man. Big up.
So at the end of the day, it's collateral, bro. It's just how it is.
Yeah, he saw. He's like, you know what? I'm out. He's like, I ain't built for this shit.
It is what it is.
Talk about Tottenham.
And I also see Xavi Simons also just keep ascending to a level where he's going to be better than Madison at that point. As Madison coming off an injury,
yeah, I think he's a natural
versus Xavi Simons. Like if he doesn't get injured and he's able to keep ascending the way he's been ascending, I think Xavi Simons.
Is there not a world where a good pro kind of develops where he plays, how he plays as he gets older and adjusts to the injuries? Is there not a like when we?
I don't think that's Madison.
You don't think so? You don't think that's Madison? I don't
think that's Madison. Plus the way the Prem is, like we just talked about how the Prem.
Can I ask why?
I just don't think he can keep up with it, because we don't. In terms of like the pace and the physicality, I don't think he can keep up with it after an ACL. We just spoke about how the Prem is so fast and it's so and remember Thomas Frank plays very direct, plays a lot of long ball, play out wide a lot, crossing balls into the box. That's not Madison won't shine as much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that Madison will do as well as Xavi or as well as Kulu in that position. Now, I'm not saying Madison.
You think Xavi is better than Madison?
I think he'll be better by the time Madison is back.
I'm asking you now. Do you think Xavi is better than Madison?
As of right now, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I would say no, just to be on the safe side.
I can tell you he's not. He's not. Xavi's not better than him.
I'll tell you no to be on the safe side. But I think I'm not saying there's no space or there's no room. If Madison wants to be like a mentor kind of figure and he'll get game time when he gets it, but he won't be like a focal chord of the team or anything like that, then yeah, keep him. I'm not saying isolate him. I'm not saying force him out the club. I'm not saying any of that. But I would rather Kulusevski and Xavi Simons have that. They're the ones that will have the 10 on lock, in my opinion. They'll have it on lock, and then Madison can be. But yeah, I'm a flip-flop. I changed my opinion.
I don't worry about the comments, cuz.
I don't care.
Talk about your team.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, but Madam can suck a dick, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like, what? I don't care, bro. Yeah, I flip-flopped. Yeah, I thought Xavi was a bad signing. He was playing badly. Now he's playing well, and now I got to eat that shit. I was wrong. Life goes on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on, bro.
Box office, what do you think, man?
I think Madison's better than Xavi. I think Kulu's better than Xavi. I don't agree with you there, unfortunately, Elijah. I just think I think Madison offers a little bit more in terms of creativity, and you don't lose that. You don't lose that creativity just like that.
It's up here.
Yeah, he's up there. So for me, even though he has his ACL, he can adapt his game.
But do you think he'll be able to keep up with because we were literally just talking about how the flair, like, I know Madison's not a flair player, but those players that rely a bit more on their technical ability and all of that, some of them can't keep up because of the pace and the physicality of the league. And like Madison was already someone struggling with that because of his injury problems. And you're asking him after an ACL tear, after a year and a half of not playing professional football, not a year, but like a year of not playing proper competitive professional football, to then come back and try and replicate where he was. And like it's hard to ask for someone, like he can do it maybe, but it's just hard to ask from players. And I don't think that the profile of player Madison is someone who's already, I don't want to say weak because I feel like that's disrespectful, but just in terms of like, we know like what people know what I mean when I say weak. Like he's not athletic, he's not like that type of player. He's built like an Iniesta, like a Xavi, like someone who is very good on the ball, very technical. But they have
what if you've got a physical player next to him, like a Paulinho and a Gallagher, and then you've got Madison where Xavi's playing high up? Because a lot of the time under Ange, we didn't really see Madison in the 10 too much. We didn't really see him behind the striker dictating. You know how Xavi's kind of in that line of 4 or line of 3 at times. He's up there. A lot of times we saw Madison trying to help progress the play. He was dropping back in that fullback position or the back 3 and then help. What if he was deployed higher up and we said, look, don't worry about being physical. Don't worry about being up and down. We just need you to win the ball high up. We've got Gallagher there and we've got Sarr, we've got Bergval, we've got Archie Gray, we've got Paulinho to win that ball, to dogfight for you. You just work on finding Solanke. You just work on scoring those goals from outside the box. Could that work?
I think it would work in very certain circumstances. It's not something that we'll be able to replicate all the time because, again, like the pace and the physicality of the league is just, even compared to what it was a few years ago, is just a lot stronger now. But what you'll see is that Xavi Simons' defensive work, I don't know how much it goes noticed or unnoticed because I don't pay attention to what other people really say. But for me, I haven't not noticed the amount of defensive. I'm not saying he can't, but remember, he's going to be off an ACL. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people, like, they underestimate how like pivotal an ACL injury is.
No, I hear that. No, you're right. Because Bentancur, I feel like he lost a lot of.
Yeah, like you could look. Bentancur is literally a perfect. Like people, if they want to underestimate it, that's fine, innit? But like, as someone who watches multiple sports and I see how these have effects on people, like this has an effect on people. Like ACL tears, especially someone who's not immediately athletic already. It is a big thing and it's a career-altering injury, especially for someone at Madison's age. And you won't see the defensive work put in. And even what we were saying again earlier, we were saying about how you can't really have an Eden Hazard, someone who Mourinho can just say, yo, you 10 man on the pitch, you're not as good as him, work for him and give him the ball and let him win the game for us. Football's a lot more of an effective game, a pragmatic game, a practical game. That sort of football is just, it's not going to work like that anymore. It's like, especially if we're trying to go to a certain level, you have to have that level. Like look at Arsenal. Like Arsenal, they played a practical, pragmatic, got a bunch of athletes in the team, and maybe they have one player who's but even that one player in Odegaard.
Compares to Arsenal.
But even like Odegaard, who's like he's supposed to be their creative player. He's what I'm saying, he's more of an athletic player as well. He's a runner.
Watch this now, yeah. We've got Madison last season. It was a poor season, right? Last season, isn't it?
I think it was decent. I think people make it worse out than it was.
Last season, I don't know why it's showing top fighters. Get out of there, man. Last season, they got 9 goals and 7 assists. So far, Xavi's got 1 goal and I think it's 4 assists in the Premier League.
No, there's a good return for Madison. Madison wasn't bad
And
last
that was
season. I think
Madison injured as well. That's Madison injured.
He wasn't even injured that much. It was mainly Ange putting him on the bench. To be honest, Ange was benching him for a lot of that time. I don't even think it wasn't really injured until the end of the year.
Yeah,
but Madison didn't have a bad season.
I think people
Xavi's got one goal. Sorry, just quickly. One goal and 4 assists. I was right. Yeah, go on. Carry on.
I think people underestimate how Madison is very, he's very unique in the fact that he can create space and find people very easily as well, and he can score goals as well.
Yeah,
and I think people completely forget that, and I think in some way, I think you may be right that it's more physical, more pragmatic game. But the thing is, though, those players that are physical are always going to get injuries. You know what I mean? And they've only got a limited amount of skill. And you need quality. You need footballers, and Madison's a footballer.
I agree. No, I fully agree, and that's why again I would not force him out the team. I would not sit him down and say you're not playing until we. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying though is, I don't think he would be the focal point. I don't want him to be the main 10. That's me. I don't want him to be the main 10. I think once Madison comes back,
I think Xavi will be the main.
I think Xavi and Kulu should be the main 10s, and Madison should get game time. Don't get me wrong, but also most of the time be a mentor to Xavi. You know, like someone who, because Xavi is more athletic, than Madison. He'll be able to.
Sorry to cut you. Is Madison still vice captain for Spurs?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So by that token, would he drop down then the next season if he wasn't involved as much?
No, I think because at the end of it, it's more about characters, Rob. It's more about, because you can be a general and not have to like run first head into battle. You know what I'm saying? To get that type of, you don't have to always be on the pitch to get that level of respect from your peers. If you're just respected, then you're respected. And when like what Alex said about Madison is a footballer, we don't have many of those, so I can understand why if Madison stays and he gets some game time.
Low block. We're trying to break down.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we're dominating the ball, dominating possession, teams are low blocking, then you put in a Madison because he doesn't have to do the defensive work. But what I would say is, again, like the drop off in athleticism. I think once Madison comes back and people start to watch him, they'll realize, oh, okay, his athleticism is just not even where it used to be. And it's one of those things that people are gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Like those who do not hear must feel. Learn. Yeah, those who do not hear must feel. And for people who think like Madison's gonna come back and he's just gonna be the same person, no, he's not gonna be the same person. I've never seen someone get an ACL tear and then come back the same player. It's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen with Madison. In certain situations, like I say the same thing about Pellegrini. Pellegrini is a very good player. I keep him at the club, but there are certain situations which
Maka had an ACL, came back ahead of schedule. I think it was 3 months ahead of schedule. Scamacca, innit? He had an ACL injury, and he came back. He was meant to. He came back 3 to 4 months ahead of schedule, innit? And
how old was he? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I think Scamacca. What's a good question? Scamacca.
Was he Italian or something like
that? He's at Atalanta, but he was at
West Ham.
West Ham, yeah. He's 27, so.
No, you know what I'm saying? He's just younger and is in his physical prime. So I'm not even saying Madison will be a bad player when he comes back, but like I've just never seen someone get an ACL tear and then come back and be not only the same version of them, especially straight away. Because we're going to be looking at Madison would have been out for so long that we're not going to see him until the start of next season, and that's when he's going to be coming back into. So he's not even going to be playing at the same level even to start off. We're going to need to give him about 5-6 months.
I think like to answer the comments, Rodri's a bit of a different player because Rodri's playing in the number 6. He needs to cover a lot of ground, and I think Madison, the way if he's in a 10, he's a free roamer, meaning he will pick and choose when to run. He will be clever, and when you're a footballer, you can use your brain. You don't have to run around like a headless chickens. A lot of the players, like Alex was saying, they're more athletes. They got to cover a lot of ground. They want to do all the dog's work. But it depends on Thomas Frank. I agree with what you're saying, E. I think Thomas Frank might look at Madison the same way Ange did and say, are you a luxury player? And he might bench him a lot of the times because he's not able to do maybe the things that maybe Gallagher can do, maybe a Bergvall can do. Do you know what I'm saying? But where Alex is right, I agree, and you agree. In terms of footballer, in terms of IQ, when to move, when to stay still, he'll be the best. Sometimes you don't need to run around to receive the ball. The game opens up, you stay still, the ball comes to you. Do you understand? And when you're a good footballer, it's almost like you've got an aura. It's like a magnet. The ball gets drawn to you. Do you understand? And he's someone that can disguise passes. You don't see that a lot in the game, and that's the reason why we don't pass forward a lot. He was one of the players that was brave enough to pass forward. Do you understand? He was the one that would pass the ball on the outside of his boot around players that were trying to press him. He's quite press resistant in that sense. Maybe he's not getting the half turn as much because he's got the ACL, but in terms of having reverse passes, diagonal passes, daisy cutters, balls over the top, switches, clip balls into the box, going on the edge of the box, cutting onto a stronger foot and shooting, carrying the ball and dribbling. He's got that type of dynamic. But yeah, I mean, and that's football for me. That's not like this athlete games that we're talking about, but it's just whether Thomas Frank or whoever manager's involved the next season puts value on that. But guys, I think we should end it there, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Box Office, we chopped it up last night. Get me? Man, did the whole 3-hour thing. So big up Box Office for coming on again. Salute to you. And big up Elijah co-hosting, doing his thing. Where can we find both of y'all? Where can we find your channels and shows?
You go first.
All right. Well, too much of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You'll find when I'm here, I do more of the actual football talk. But on my channel, we just vibing. You know, we're a little safe space. You know, a little place where everyone can chill out. You don't have to necessarily be all tactical and all of that stuff when you're over by my side.
But we were tactical today. We just stopped football.
Not too much, but we talked a lot more about real football stuff than if it was on my channel. I'm a bit of a we chill. We just try and have a bit of fun while we watch Spurs lose games.
Have a Coke. Coke.
Yeah, drink, not sniff, but drink. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Cola.
Yeah, diet cola. Because I'm trying to lose some weight, but. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just be chilling. I just want to chill. Too much of it, innit?
Big up though. Make sure you like, share, subscribe for this guy as well as me. Box Office.
Mr. Box Office TV. Just doing match reactions if I can be bothered to do it because I'm saying the same thing. Maybe have you more on the regular, Ashmatic, when we have our long chats. You know what I mean? Like we did yesterday. You know what I mean? I'll draw a contract for you. You know what I mean? You look at me.
I'm not cheap, baby. I'm not cheap.
No, you're not cheap. I know you're not cheap.
Time is money.
But yeah, best, worst, and bang average top 5 is coming soon as well.
Jeez! Hey,
it's coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can say at the moment. But other than that, not excited about
This is crazy. That's a crazy.
Right, big up the chat, man. As always, man. Big up Ellie and all the others in there. We see you, man. We see the silent watchers. Watch it on the playback. We do respect you. So make sure if you're on your remote control, don't be lazy, man. I know it's in the sofa somewhere. It's in the crack. Pause if I have to. Get it out from there. Get that remote control.
Get out the crack as well.
Get out the crack, man. But yeah, hit that like button, please. If you're on your phones, it's that white thumb, or some people got it reverse. So it could be the black thumb. Like the thumbs up. Hit it.
You know what I'm saying?
It helps us to get seen, basically.
Appreciate all of you with the black thumbs in. It's Black History Month, so shout out to those
in America. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we always Black History forever. But on a serious note, guys, we do appreciate your support. And from that Spurs 5, big up that raid as well. And we had a super chat. Big up the super chat insider every time, man. Big
super
up
chat.
A super chat.
Shit.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna end it on that. And what you saying in Frank we trust, and Vinay we must not. Is that what we're saying?
Frank we pray. Yes, we pray.
Frank we pray, yeah.
We pray.
Still for watching.
Who cares?
I said, Frank out, baby.